I know. Hello. Sorry about that. I pressed the countdown and did not press go live. Hello. Hopefully people are here. I know we started a little late. Apologies for that, but welcome to our special edition of the Wilderness Shows where we're going to, whoa, my screen is making noise. Hold on. Tonight we're going to talk about the animal symbolism with Yellowjackets. We're having a special episode. And I guess next week we're going to do Yellowjackets again, right? And yeah, we can talk more about that later. But please make sure that you take a minute to subscribe to the channel and like the video and leave some comments. I put the Discord link in the chat. If you haven't, make sure you join because you can join all our watch parties and get the schedules and everything there. So, all right. I guess let's get started. Hopefully we'll pick some people up. Like I said, I don't know if it's because we're late or not, but welcome. Yeah, there they go. They're coming in now. All right. Well, you know so much more about a lot of this than I do. So some of it I'm going to leave up to you, but hold on.
Well, it's a veritable Noah's Ark of animals on Yellowjackets. So yes. I have 13 parts. So
yes.
And if people get in the chat and they want to throw out another animal or something, we can talk about that as well.
Yes, please do. Wait, I'm just turning my volume up. You talk so low, I can't always hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me make sure I have my iPad totally up too. My iPad gets weird.
Okay, I can turn my volume up and down. I just want to make sure.
I can talk really loud.
It's probably me. I probably had it turned down because Karen was louder.
Oh, okay.
I kind of turn it up and down depending how loud the co-host is because I know I talk really loud. So, all right. Well, I guess we're going to, you said we wanted to start out showing some of the group shots of the different animals. Now, I was telling you, or I should say asking you before, some of them, I cannot tell what the heck they're supposed to be. That's why I was asking. You said that Melissa's is, you said a rabbit? Is that what you said?
Yeah, with the long ears.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I see that. I don't know what the heck Misty is supposed to be.
I'm not sure either. I mean, we could start out with a lively debate. Is that like a beaver pelt or is it bear? Because I've read both online. And I'm not really sure. Is it supposed to be a beard?
I don't know.
I'm not sure on her outfit.
Yeah, I wasn't sure who, no, that's Jen. Okay. I wasn't sure what Lottie was either. That's why I was asking, like, what are these people supposed to be? I guess that's who. Is that, well, that's not the skunk, is it?
That is the skunk. The look on Van's face. She has this like kind of look of agony on her face.
She's annoyed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there. I don't know is that Aquila? That's not Aquila, is it? I don't know who that is.
Let me break.
Not sure. And then,
this up a little.
Of course, Hannah and Lottie. Yeah, Lottie. I don't know if Lottie's supposed to be something in particular. It looks like it has ears.
She's like a bird. She's got like a bunch of bird feathers stuck out of her.
Oh, okay. I was going to say that kind of looks like a wolf ear or something. I didn't know. But these are all the ones that I took of the group shots that will show us some of the different
when she was when Teen Lottie was in the cave, you could see all the feathers pretty well when she ran into Maury.
Yeah, I do remember feathers. Oh, that one I think that I wasn't sure it was probably Maury. Now this is the adult versions. We have an owl mask for Lottie. And then
I was reading and somebody on Reddit posted that one of the Cannibal Council has an owl mask, but I couldn't find her, so I thought, well, maybe that's tied into Lottie's bird.
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of looks like an owl when we see it later. I think Ty and Van's masks, they look like the ones they used to do Ward of Doomcoming.
I think they're kind of like tied in between, like mirror images of each other.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But I don't know what they're supposed to be, and I don't know what Misty and who is that? I can't even see.
Nat. That's Natalie. Yeah, Natalie almost looks like a green man.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think a lot of their masks are super easy to tell what they're supposed to be, but I got the pictures. Yeah, see, I don't see any feathers on Lottie, at least there. That to me looks more like an animal pelt. So
she's got some feathers hanging off of her on the right side. Lots of feathers.
Oh, on the other side. Yeah. Okay, I see.
On the shoulders.
I see what you mean. Yeah. Okay, so Van is the skunk. This is who I was saying though. I thought was the skunk. This is raccoon. Is that the raccoon? No, that's not the raccoon. Jen's the raccoon, but this looks like a raccoon. What is that?
I don't know what that is. We found a mystery.
What I mean. Like, I don't know what these are supposed to be. You guys, you got to tell us what you think. Hey guys, hey Lori, Doc.
Doc's here. Yeah,
Right,
I could tell. Like,
earlier.
see if that might be Robin or Britt would be my idea. Like the new girls.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I said to you, I don't know what these things are supposed to be. I don't know. It looks to me like a raccoon because of the eyes, but I know Jen's is supposed to be a raccoon unless.
Yeah, it does look on the face.
That's what I was gonna say. Jen's, that isn't the outfit Jen has on underneath though, is it?
No, she has kind of that really cool raccoon hood.
Right. No, I was just wondering if she could have pulled the hood up, but I don't think that's her outfit. I'm trying to find it.
So the chat,
No,
do you think, what do you think Misty is? Do you think she's a beaver or a bear or what is on her face?
I guess a beaver. I'm honestly not sure what she was supposed to be.
Because I always thought it was like a beaver pelt.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I would have liked them to have referenced them somewhere or to put something on their clothes that made it easier to tell. Yeah, I don't know what that is supposed to be. To me, I would have said raccoon if we didn't
Badger?
Maybe. I don't know. But there you go.
That's a cool picture.
It is. That's one of the promo pictures from the press site.
Can you go one backwards?
Yes, I can. This one?
Yeah, because in this one, then Jen, that's definitely Jen in the raccoon hood. And then there's Ty. And then it's Hannah and Lottie, which I'll call the bird girl, Shauna, Van, and then the rabbits at the end, that's Melissa, and then our mystery girl.
Yeah.
Which I'm assuming is probably Britt or Robin.
Yeah. I was going to say, though, when we seen Hannah, though, she thought she was Nat, right? So was this Nat's outfit or Hannah's outfit?
That's Hannah's because Nat was gone before the Antler Queen outfit went on Shauna.
Yeah, but I meant she thought it was Nat's.
Oh, yeah.
They switched. So wasn't this actually Nat's outfit then?
Yeah, they actually switched when they're force feeding Coach. Shauna's wearing that and the rabbit mask. So she changes it all out later on.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, then that might have been Natalie's costume originally. I'm not sure. But anyway, and of course we have Shauna as the Antler Queen. But I think it's interesting. I just think sometimes they're hard to tell what they're supposed to be. And look, I get it. They're made out of what they had. I mean, I understand why they don't look like what they are, but
yeah,
it's interesting to try to guess. Anyway,
I'm curious about Badger Girl.
Yeah, if it is a badger, I'm not sure. I don't know. Interesting. Let us know, you guys, what you think this costume's supposed to be, since we're clearly not sure. Or because I was trying to think, there's nothing else that has a striped tail, right? Because I was wondering if it's possible this is a raccoon and the other one wasn't, but I'm pretty sure Jen's is a raccoon.
Oh, it's definitely a raccoon. The tails on it are definitely a raccoon. I'm not completely sure.
I don't know. You'd have to, I guess, ask writers or something. So which folder do you want to go into first? Because they are not in numbered order because it went by alphabetical order. I didn't think to tell you that. So you have to tell me.
Okay, we'll go by Shauna. Shauna Rabbit.
Okay.
What you got for Shauna Rabbit?
Okay, hold on. Let's go with. Wait, that isn't. Shoot. Hold on. What did I do? Hold on.
Let's find a picture of a cute bunny rabbit.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to figure out how the heck what I did here. Sorry. Me.
It's okay.
I was trying to do it without opening that stupid thing, and I think I'm going to have to open it every time I want to see it. So, okay, we'll just do it that way. We'll just do it. Here's all
our files. If you guys want to talk about anything specific. The rabbit.
There we go. The rabbit. So Shauna is usually the rabbit. Now, see, this is where I question, though. Like, I get that the rabbit, fits her, and I get why she's the rabbit and she kills the rabbits and everything. But her mask isn't the rabbit. So,
well, I have notes here explaining this.
okay, well, we'll go ahead and explain it. And I just want to say, because we probably should say, all these images with the information was taken off of Google.
Yes.
We don't own any of the pictures, so please don't sue us.
I was trying to use the ones that say free pick or able to be used.
No, it's fine. Well, this one is from somebody named Weeby Witches. So they made it, I guess. So yeah, I don't know. Go ahead and you tell what you wanted to say, because this was more.
Well, I was gonna read the page, the rabbit page, unless you wanted to read the rabbit page.
Oh, how about I read part of it, then you read part of it? How's that?
Okay.
I'm gonna have to move this over to the other screen though, so I can see what I'm reading. Okay, the rabbit can symbolize, and of course, obviously, we don't own the text either since we're reading. The rabbit can symbolize many aspects of life, both negative and positive, according to different cultures. Its primal meanings are of fear, sexuality, abundance, and prosperity, good luck, intuition, spontaneity, wittiness, and many more. Because of its nocturnal lifestyle, the rabbit was linked to the moon and the idea of rebirth, as well as being a mythical creature with magical powers. I will say one thing. Mm-hmm. A lot of these I noticed have very similar symbolism, Mm-hmm. I noticed that as I started researching stuff. Then from Celtic symbolism, the Easter Bunny may be the most famous rabbit symbol of the West, but this was actually inspired by Celtic goddess legends of Esotre. I don't know how to say it. Notice the similarity with Easter. It was a moon goddess who is the patron of fertility.
Austere. Sorry, Austere.
Austere, okay. At each full moon, she transforms into a hare to go about her tasks. And it also says the rabbit is a divinatory animal, and the wise people of the Celts watched rabbits in their tracks to search for clues of the unknown. It's seen as a supernatural being from the other world. It was believed it could shapeshift. It also thought that it could harm and bring misfortune. I'm kind of skimming and paraphrasing because I don't think we want to read all of every single page, or people are going to get bored after a while. There's a legend which describes a Celtic warrior that wounds a bunny's leg and runs after it through a door in the ground. Inside, he finds instead a beautiful young woman that was bleeding from the leg wound. Because of this view, eating their meat was forbidden in Ireland. That's interesting. And let's see, Native American. It's a trickster animal. That's interesting. I haven't heard that before for rabbit. And occasionally in some of the northeastern tribes, that was southeastern and sometimes northeastern. Great Lakes, this is such tiny writing. Great Lakes Algonquin hero Nanabozho is also associated with rabbits, and himself has the form of a human man, except for one appearance as a rabbit spirit when he was a child. And in many Mexican and Central American tribes, rabbits are symbols of fertility. In Aztec, they were associated with pulque, which is a type of alcoholic beverage, and drunkenness and promiscuity.
Kind of like Shauna.
Yeah. In Far Eastern symbolism, the Chinese zodiac, it's among the most artistic and the most delicate. There's a story of the moon rabbit, also known as jade rabbit. They also Chinese consider it good luck. It's a religious icon. The bunny spirit animal is a symbol of cleverness, vigilance, and deftness, lechery and fertility, protection, wit, and of course of the moon. And in Japanese, it's used frequently on kimonos. See, so the thing is, they can mean so many different things. That's why sometimes I wonder, it's like, it depends what you read, what they can mean. Like, is it a trickster? Is it lecherous? Is it innocent? Is it like, it's kind of hard to know which is like the right one to know, you know what I mean? Like, because it can be all of those things. So,
well, we're going to apply those certain rabbit traits to Shauna, and then not to Shauna. To Shauna first, and then not to Shauna.
Okay. Well, what of what I skimmed through, do you think, I was going to say, what do you think fits with Shauna? Promiscuity, yes. I would agree with that. Now, good luck, I don't know about. Bad fortune, maybe. And lechery, maybe. Fertility, definitely, since she's the one that has, a baby on the, I keep wanting to say on the island still.
Wilderness baby. Wilderness baby and a daughter.
But yeah, and it represents the moon. So yeah, I don't know. Some of those things are true, but like I said, I think some of them could probably fit with anybody. So I don't know. What else? What do you think? Your turn.
Well, I was going to go kind of through some of the scenes in Yellowjackets that have rabbits. Like, we could start with the rabbit figurines. Do you have a picture of those?
Of what?
The rabbit figurines?
No, I didn't find that one because I didn't have an episode. Or was that one you sent me? If it wasn't one you sent me, no, I do not have that.
I did send it to you.
Wait, let me see. Maybe I do. Those are bunnies. That's Aquila. Oh, there. I'm sorry. I do have it.
Okay.
There you go.
The figurines. We'll start with the figurines. Okay, so Shauna. Every year, adult Shauna goes to Jackie's parents to celebrate Jackie's birthday because Jackie has passed.
Mm-hmm.
And each year, and I don't know how long they've been doing this because they haven't said when this tradition began, Jackie's mom gives Shauna a figurine of a rabbit.
Yes.
So who knows how many of these she has now? But they're a permanent symbol of Jackie, even though in the same episode in the first season, it goes to a scene where Shauna and Jackie are walking around the woods and Jackie says she doesn't like rabbits.
Yeah, I think that's more about the fact that her parents don't listen and they just think they know her and they clearly don't.
But at the same time, she has these remembrances of Jackie because Jackie's mom gives her to them in her kitchen every time she goes into her kitchen.
Yes. Yeah. There's also a frog, by the way, in the bottom left.
Yeah, that's cute. Yeah. The frog where you put the sponge.
I was gonna say I think it's to hold a scrubber. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they can definitely represent Jackie. I actually feel like they represent Jackie more than they do Shauna, just because most of the symbolism, and again, it can be a lot of different things, but most of the symbolism is more of a general. Everything Shauna is not. So besides, also to be fair, Shauna kills the rabbits, so maybe it's supposed to be the opposite of her. Oops, I
think that it's kind of more like what I was saying also with adult Shauna having to take care of Bruce the goat, that the rabbits are kind of like innocents, and therefore Shauna doesn't do good with innocence. Like, she sees an innocent rabbit in her garden, she's gonna kill it, make rabbit chili out of it. She sees this goat, and what's she do with Bruce? She loses him. She basically loses her innocence. She can't keep a hold of, the sense of innocence that one would have in one's life.
Yeah, Shauna lost her innocence, I think, long ago.
Well, I'm even saying like teenage innocence, like her and Jackie, even though she was like sleeping with Jeff, she still had kind of a, teenage innocence.
True. Well, if she had anything before of any version of innocence, I don't think she has much of it now. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You and also had. Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, that's okay. And then, like Jackie, like this isn't like the team timeline. Is that it seems like the rabbit shows up before these figurines show up that her Jackie's mom gives her. So the rabbit is kind of her signature when they're force feeding Coach Ben in season 3, and then that goes to Melissa. Oddly enough, she dons the rabbit mask, but Melissa and Jackie are related to Shauna in about the same way.
That's true. Yeah.
Kind of like a girlfriend could be lovers kind of thing.
I was gonna say, even if Jackie was never officially,
like a crush. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I was gonna bring up the other one that you had here. We had
that's so cute.
That is a cute little bunny. Rabbits tend to move in quick, unpredictable ways. The rabbit power animal can be a reminder that little spontaneity in life is a good thing. This is like a horoscope, isn't it?
Yeah, I did the spirituality of the animals because I kind of.
Okay. So yeah, quick. I didn't think of that. Yeah, that's a good point of the rabbits. That they are.
So Shauna's unpredictable.
She is unpredictable, that's for sure.
Almost too spontaneous when it came to Adam.
Yeah, just a little bit too much there.
She doesn't really think before she leaps.
Yes. This page is talking about the transformative cycles of life and death and renewal, echoing the story of resurrection. See, I have not heard that with bunnies before, so that's interesting. But this is,
yeah, I thought it was interesting. There was a Virgin Mary with a rabbit.
Yeah.
Like the white rabbit is supposed to be. I've never even seen anything like that before in art.
Yeah, it says hair is frequently manifested in artistic and literary works as emblems of sexuality and reproductive vigor. Well, that's Shauna. That works for Shauna.
Yeah.
Yeah, so whoops. I hit the wrong thing. It says, conversely, the Virgin Mary was depicted as a white hair, signifying her triumph over carnal temptation.
Yeah, it's interesting. It kind of means both things.
You would think then they'd put the rabbit in the Mary Magdalene pieces. That's kind of interesting, though. But still. So yeah, as I said, a lot of these can have a lot of different meanings, but those are kind of the main. Let's see. I think these other ones were goats. Here, let's see. I have this picture of Shauna that I took another screen capture of the one you had.
Yeah, the only thing else I equated the goats with was maybe Pan and Maenads, because she does have that kind of Pan spirit, Pan flutes, Maenads, doom coming.
Yeah. Yeah, because again, goats are, like it says, patience, fearlessness, yes, but balance and patience are not exactly Shauna. So adventurous maybe, but some of them, this is from the astrology web, some of them are not necessarily what I would classify Shauna as.
But she also lost Bruce, so I had to find him.
She did lose Bruce.
With Misty's help.
And then in Norse mythology, it says there's that's about the Austera. We said that in the other one. So there's another religious story.
Well, about people in the chat, you can always pause it too and read it on your own time.
Yeah. I mean, we can read it. I just feel like if we sit here and read for a couple hours, people are going to be really bored off their asses. So we'll skim.
It's not boring to me.
Well, but I mean, they're not going to want to, I don't think, sit and read it. Plus, we don't own the stuff we're reading.
Chat, tell me if this is good for you or not.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can read them all word for word. I just figured it was easier if we skipped. This one says, for ancient Greeks, rabbits held deep ties to the goddess Aphrodite, the embodiment of love, beauty, and marriage. See, yeah, so I would say that would be more Jackie than Shauna, maybe. Not that I don't mean like she isn't pretty or whatever, but I mean, just because it's like more of like an ethereal, I don't know, to me it would make me think more of Jackie the way it's described, because Jackie was always like, put together perfectly type of thing. But yeah, it also says about infertility. So I guess it kind of depends. Yes, rabbits are a lot of times a symbol of fertility. I mean, rabbits have lots of other rabbits, right? So.
Yeah, and interesting enough, Aphrodite has flowers called the Melissa, which the word Melissa comes from, and it means bee. So I think that's a good tie-in too.
Yeah,
the whole symbolism of Yellowjackets, because sometimes people think Yellowjackets are bees and they're not. But
yeah,
we'll just go on with that metaphor.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought Yellowjackets were just bees, that they didn't lose their stinger or whatever like bees.
No, they don't make honey or anything. They just take over other nests. They're kind of like pretty wicked, actually.
Right, but I mean, they're still a form of bees, aren't they? Or am I?
I don't think they're a form of bees.
I thought they were. So that's how much I know.
Anybody in the chat know? Doc says he does a lot of reading from Academy, so.
Okay, we can read it. I think
Rabbit's this long because I found a lot of really pretty rabbit pages. Some of the other ones don't have as much.
Yeah, I know. This one is really pretty. There, I'll zoom in and people can read it a little better. That was about the Aztec legend. I said that about Christianity. That's again about you said it was Auster, how you pronounce it? Austera,
yeah.
Of goddess spring and fertility. Yeah. So some of this is like repeated from one to the other. And again, that's from Weeby Witches.
And I've seen videos where, like SciFi's video, where she compares Shauna to Demeter, which would make sense with Persephone in the springtime. Like Persephone, when Persephone descends into the underworld at wintertime, everything dies. And when she comes back in spring, all the flowers and bunnies and everything come back.
Yeah. That talks about the rabbit foot that comes from hoodoo, a religion combined with witchcraft. Part of Lucky Rabbit's foot. Yeah, they shouldn't use them for that.
She had some Lucky Rabbit's chili.
Yeah.
I never noticed how many above shots that Yellowjackets used until I was finding stills, because they have above shot of the chili. They show like Laura Lee and her bear from above, and in one episode I saw all these above shots.
Yeah,
I didn't. Cool.
I did not take pictures of the chili. Sorry.
It was really good one.
Okay. Lori says Shauna killed the rabbit. Pregnancy, the rabbit died. That's true. Yeah, if it means fertility.
True.
And Doc says, okay, Yellowjack. Okay, says I think they might be non-pollinating bees, and then he said no, he was wrong. They're not bees. They're wasps. Yellowjackets belong to the Vespidae family, which includes wasp hornets and paper wasps. All I know is they hurt like hell. I remember, I'll tell my story. I remember when I was in high school, I was miserable. I must have been, maybe I was in elementary school because I feel like I was younger. We were at Kennywood or something like that, and I was near a garbage can, and I had my arm in the air, and I put my arm down, and apparently they flew into my armpit before I did that. That was not fun. I had to go to the whatever you call it, the medical place at the park, to get them to put something on it. I just remember it hurt really bad. So I must have been pretty little that it was such a big deal. I mean, I've been stung since then, but I was, I think, stung by quite a few too. And I know they don't lose. I do know they don't lose their stinger like regular bees. That's why they can hurt worse.
Oh, they can keep repetitively stinging.
And keep stinging you. Yep. Thanks, DJ.
We should have done Yellowjackets first as a symbol of animals, because insects are animals.
We should have. Well, I can bring up you want to do Lottie that has the bees?
Oh, that's okay. We can keep going. Yellowjackets to me are they're kind of a wicked bug that tends to take over beehives. They take over other wasp nests and other beehives. So I guess they're probably a good school mascot.
Yeah, it does actually make sense. They're definitely kind of vicious. All right, which one do you want to go on to?
We'll do Jen Raccoon.
Okay, there's not a whole lot of pictures of that, so I don't know why some of them are showing up super big, but
just her eye.
Yeah, they must be zoomed in or something. Hold on. There we go. That looks better. I left the one in there you had taken of the TV.
Vanessa looks so pretty in this.
Yeah, she does. So disguise, trickery, and adaptability, resourcefulness, training, and dexterity. Yeah, I've definitely heard of raccoons being tricksters, kind of like foxes. I don't know. Is Jen a trickster? I would say more probably maybe resourcefulness and adaptability.
Well, I feel like she's a trickster in the finale of season 3 when she's trying to get Shauna and Ty to see Van, but Van's not really hurt, but she's trying to get them away from Mari.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And in this sequence, in this scene, she is wearing that raccoon. That's why I associate it with trickery, because she has that really cool hood with the tails coming off of it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think you can see it in those ones. There, you can see it good in that one. There's 2 tails, so it's made out of at least 2 raccoons. I just think that other mask that we couldn't figure out had the black, eye mask.
Yeah,
that's why I said the other one looks like a raccoon too. I'm not sure if anything else has that kind of thing. That's why I wondered if it was possible that was something different. But those definitely look like raccoons. So other than that, I don't know with the other one, but
yeah, it's interesting you point out it has an eye mask, because I didn't even see that one.
Yeah, well,
in the promo, and the ones I looked, I never found that girl, so I'm assuming she's Robin or Britt.
Yeah,
one of the new people.
Probably. I also have here something I had looked up. They symbolize ingenuity, adaptability. So that's why I said a lot of them cross over. Ingenuity, adaptability, generosity, caring for others, benevolence, lack of greed, creativity, playfulness, curious new ideas, protectors, Well, she was definitely trying to protect Mari in that scene.
Yeah.
I think that's.
And she's like friends with Melissa, so she probably tries to protect Melissa as well.
Yeah. Well, that's true too. Yeah. All right. Well, anything else about the raccoons? We don't really have tons of pictures, but do you have anything else to add? I don't want to.
She's related to Fulla, the Norse god. That's represented by a raccoon.
Oh, okay. You don't have a picture of that, so I can't show that. We'll
just
show them.
But see, some of these sections are real short.
No, that's fine. I just want to. All right. Let me go to the other thing then. We'll open this back up. All right. Which one's next?
Ty, wolf, dog, coyote.
And fox. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
But she wears a possum on her head. So we're going to equate all this out.
Oh, there is no beginning of that. I thought you had the beginning of it. Yes. Yeah, I was going to say, there's the picture of her.
I have identified this as a possum. If anybody in the chat doesn't think it's a possum, please put the animal you think it is in the chat. Thank you.
I think it looks like a dead animal on her head. I said before, I don't know how you know how any of these, what they are supposed to be.
So, well, it looks like the eyes, like in the picture of the possum here, like on her head, it looks like it has the same markings there.
Yeah, could be. Could be.
I grew up in the country, so I have a lot of...
I think the only possums I know are like roadkill possums, so I can't really be much help there. Sorry. All right. So when it's a spirit animal, it says that it scurries. It's time to be still and wait for dangers to pass. Possum is a totem animal, belongs to those who are here to take care of the world's children. I don't know that she does such a great job taking care of her child, but okay.
Well, she tried, I guess, and then just failed.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Ty is a certain case because Ty is really like two people.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
And in the last season, I think one of those had taken over.
Yeah, when she was regular Ty, she was a better mother and everything else. But invoke possum as your power animal during times you need to be extra resourceful. So yeah,
she's resourceful.
I was gonna say also possums can play dead when they play possum.
Because I was saying that like Ty, when they made the yurts, the huts, she said she used her lesbian energy, her lesbian power to make those huts.
Whatever works, right? Doc says, are there any more Yellowjackets they haven't shown us? I think at this point, if they add more that weren't in the background, people would be annoyed. I sure hope they don't.
I was really surprised they didn't do anything with Robin and Britt. They made a big deal about introducing them, and then because they had that scene in the first episode where they were playing telephone with Travis, like they were right in the front of the shot, and I was like, okay, they're gonna have a story, and then they didn't have any story.
The only thing I can think is maybe season 2. Or season 4. I mean,
yeah.
But
couple extra Yellowjackets to hunt down before you get rescued.
Yeah, well, but I don't know. I just figure maybe they haven't done their stories yet. So you have a bunch of other animals in this one too because of different things, like dog, obviously because...
Well, kind of like all canines. They're all kind of in the canine group. I consider Ty kind of like the canine gal.
Yeah, I'm trying to see why it's not showing. I wonder if I change to this one, if it'll show better. Hold on.
By the way, my lights just flickered. I told you there was a tornado watch here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If I'm not sure, I just was trying to figure out why it's cutting off the bottom. But yeah, if you need to go or whatever.
No, I mean, I'll tell you that. But also, if I just drop out, you can just go from folder to folder if you want. And I'll come back when I can.
No, that's fine. I'm just trying to figure out the fact that these are like cutting off. And I think they're cut off because I'm guessing it's because when I made the overlay, it was for long photos like these.
Oh yeah.
So which now that doesn't even fit because I've messed around with it. Damn it.
Yeah.
Hold on.
But that's a picture of the possum on her head.
Yeah. There we go. All right. So dog, even though I can't read the bottom of that, it says when
it's
dog.
Fine.
Now you were talking about the dog because of Biscuit and the other dog that she killed. I forget what its name was.
Biscuit.
What was the first one though? Wasn't Biscuit the second? Oh
no,
no,
Steve. Steve was the one that she didn't kill.
Steve was the
little
second
Steve.
one.
that everybody's worried about, but then we saw Steve, so everything was good.
Yeah, we saw Steve. Steve was fine. I don't know. You're saying about opossums, Doc. I read everything I read keeps saying possum or opossum, like it's the same thing. So I have no idea. Dog says dogs.
They're two different things, and they're two different things, and it's kind of confusing. There's opossums and possums.
Well, the internet, when you Google it, puts it as the same thing. That's why you don't.
One of them's Australian. One of them's Australian, and one of them is not.
I see. When dog bounds in as your spirit animal, it gifts its awareness and the power to protect. Dog as a totem animal is for those who love unconditionally. And whistle for your dog as, I don't know, because I don't know. I'm assuming that it's cut off by the picture, but you probably.
Well, I feel Ty is like all these canines represent Ty in two different ways. Like the dog, like she has dog loyalty, or at least other Ty has dog loyalty to Van.
And protection, yeah.
And protection.
I would agree with that. Who is Robin and Britt? Robin and Britt are the two people, the two girls that show up in the background and we don't know shit about.
They had that one thing in the first scene. If you watch the first scene, Doc, there's like they play telephone. Melissa talks into Robin or Britt's ear. I can't remember who's which. Robin talks into Aunt or Britt's ear, and then they talk to Travis, and Travis says the wrong thing, and they all have a great laugh. But Cat Stevens' Morning is Broken is playing over it.
At any rate, they're basically
that's where you'll see them the biggest, because they're usually in the background the rest of the time.
Well, to be fair, I mean, Melissa and Jen were before, so they.
That's what I thought it was going to be like, but they at least had lines, and sometimes Melissa had funny lines about like that she thought like Javi was a ghost.
Yeah.
Because when Javi came back, they're like, "What if he's a ghost?"
Maybe that was probably foreshadowing he was going to be a ghost.
Yeah, he's a ghost now.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Doc's asking you or Doc has a tornado watch as well. I guess we don't. I haven't seen any.
I'm in Michigan.
Around here. No, I know, but I just thought to pay attention in case there's any alerts, because that doesn't mean it wouldn't come.
Yeah, if it comes east, if it doesn't go down south, it will be coming in direction.
Yeah, I haven't. Usually I'll get like an amp, whatever it is, like a Alexa notification or something. She's probably going to start talking now because I said that.
Yeah.
Yep, she's saying something. Laura says, I wonder if these animals also have meanings in Chinese astrology, year of the rabbit, year of the dog, etc.
A lot of these animals are in the Chinese zodiac, but I didn't go deeply into the Chinese zodiac. I could talk about rats because I was born in the year of the rat.
Okay, when we get to rat, you can. I was going to say I can Google it real quick and put dog Chinese zodiac.
I don't think that the dog is in the Chinese zodiac though.
Yeah, it is. Year of the dog.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. It says traits are straight, forward, brave, and lively. And well, this is for, I think, this is an astrology site though. It's not really. Dogs gift the world courage and warm generosity of spirit. So yeah, same kind of thing, but yeah, I don't know. It says year of the dog. I don't know if it says what year that was though. 2018 was the last one. The next one's 2030. I think I'm the year of the rat too. You said that. I feel like mine was something like that. I can't remember what Chinese zodiac is. It goes by your year?
By your birth year.
Okay.
Anybody in the chat want to know too? You can throw out your birth year if you're not embarrassed.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to see. Oh, I am year of the dog. Okay. That's why I kept popping up dog. I'm like, why is it still showing me dog? Because I'm year of the dog, apparently.
You're year of the dog.
Yeah. I'm older than you, but yeah.
So what I think about Ty here is that she has like.
Whoop,
hold on.
Okay. Yeah, my other zodiac's Cancer. Although they changed, I know recently they changed.
We have a tornado warning right now, so we're going to be all in the basement. But we can go on with this. It's just that my boyfriend and my cat are going to be down here now.
Okay, are you going to keep talking though, or do you need to disconnect?
Oh, we can talk.
Okay, because if you need to go, please don't
okay.
just don't be, don't be in danger. If you need to go, it's okay.
Don't be in danger. Oh, geez, it is lightning outside. Okay. Yeah. We're in the basement.
Okay, well, as long as you're in the basement, that's all. I just want to make sure you're okay. I don't want you getting hurt because you're busy doing a podcast.
How long did they say it was going to be, Chris?
About 12:30, I think.
12:30? An hour.
Yeah, I was going to say about an hour. I guess that is not great.
He's going to sleep on the floor now, I guess.
I'm going to sit here and I don't know.
You're going to learn about the animals in Yellowjackets.
That we can do. All right, what about fox? We'll do fox because we also have fox.
Yeah, I wasn't going to put fox in there because it was questionable if the animal at Ozzy's, the Ozzy scene, where the animal has a rabbit in its mouth, if it was a coyote, if it was a fox, or if it was a jackal, because I've heard all three things.
Well, it being brightened, it looks like a coyote or a jackal. It doesn't look like a fox there to me. Its coats to, I don't know. It doesn't look like a fox. It doesn't even have black legs. So I wouldn't say it's a fox.
Well, there's brown foxes.
Okay, that's true. But I'm looking at it. Either way, it doesn't really look like a fox. Does it? It looks
I thought it'd be more of a coyote because it's urban. Because they're like in a kind of a ice cream place that would be more in the city. And coyotes live more in the city.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I'm just saying the rabbits don't fare well, Jamie, and I was trying to save you from.
No, that's okay. At this point, I've seen them all. I've seen it. But I think everybody knows that foxes are mischievous and cunning. And although I didn't know about the sensitive, dynamic, and intelligent your fox totem can pass on its wisdom and passion, but usually they're considered, cunning and sly and everything. And then for coyote stands for adaptability. Again, a lot of these are similar to the other ones. Adaptability, rebirth, enthusiasm, ingenuity, protection, and inner healing. Is a spirit animal. They're quick-witted, captivating, dishonest, adaptable, and loyal, focusing on bringing joy in all things. So kind of like a dog. And in dreams, they may suggest deception, weakness, or severe illness.
Severe illness, I thought was interesting.
Yeah, or indicated
because of Van.
Yeah, that's interesting that they're kind of way different in dreams. Very interesting. But
so I feel like Ty has a kind of a fight in between her domestic loyal dog and her wild other Ty side that's like the wolf and the coyote.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like that she like her wild side, like literally the wolf attacked Van, but her dog side is loyal to Van. But she kills in throughout the series, she kills a wolf and also kills Biscuit, the dog.
Yeah, that makes it kind of.
So I wonder if she's just trying. I wonder if she's trying metaphorically to try to kill that wild side of herself, like her other self.
Yeah.
Even if she doesn't know it, that she's trying to get rid of that part of herself.
Yeah. Well, I think she finally has. At least I think Van was able to do that.
I hope so, because if she died for that, it'd be really horrible if other Titus came back.
It would be.
And her death would meant nothing.
Yeah, it would be. Let's see. Doc says his birth year is the rat. The year of the rat. And Samuel's the year of the rabbit. Yeah, interesting. I think that's the honors of. And Lori listed a lot of them, so I'm not sure which ones are pig, rat, ox, snake, goat, rooster, and monkey. I think she's just listing the different ones. All right.
But then I also put tie in with Hecate, the goddess Hecate, because she's associated with dogs, especially dog sacrifices at crossroads. And Fayfire is also pointed out in her videos. I'm going to do a shout out to her that she thought Hecate was symbolized by Ty as well. She does all these kind of Greek and Roman deep dives on Yellowjackets, which I really like.
Interesting. Yeah. See, I don't know. I mean, I'm blind and bit. I do not know a lot of the symbolism stuff, at least not with researching it beforehand. So that's why I said I didn't know how much help I would be for some of it. But I also have here, you're talking about the different gods and stuff under dog, because I looked up some of these. It's under other than the loyal stuff. It also says they're connected to. Now I don't know how to pronounce a lot of these. Gula.
Well, I had Hecate for dogs.
Yeah. Well, no, but I'm saying there's a lot of them listed. Gula, Billy, Astarte, Astoreth, Amenti, I don't know, Sybil, Artemis, Diana, Hecate,
Mm-hmm.
Keltis, mother goddess, Oran, Nodin's hell, Odin, Saruman, moon goddess, Quetzalcoatl, and Zotl. So yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, with Diana Artemis would be like the greyhounds she uses to hunt. And Hel or Hela would be related to Hecate, like underworld goddess. Like a lot of these goddesses are underworld goddesses that use dogs for protection, kind of like Cerberus in Greek mythology, the three-headed dog.
Yeah, I know, the three-headed dog. Yeah, but that's why I said they can mean so many different things. Also, which I didn't even think of, it says here I have under Fox, where it says about they're known for shape shifting. That also makes me think, though, too, of like the Oni and Onori too. But with the multi, isn't it the Oni that have the more tails, or is that the other thing?
Oh, the seven-tailed fox?
Yeah.
Chris, do you know offhand what the seven-tailed fox is called?
Kitsune.
Izuni?
Kitsune.
Kitsune.
Oh, it's Kitsune. Okay, I didn't realize that was the name. See, I forget the names of some of these, but I knew about Kitsune before because of X-Files.
Like the Fox Maiden.
Years and years and years ago. But I remember I've seen like stories with the multi-tailed fox and like I don't know. Right now I'm thinking for some reason of Teen Wolf, but yeah, Kitsune. All right. Well, which one do you want to go to next?
Well, we'll do skunk next because that's associated with fire and van. And it's shorter.
Well, we have wolves too, but we'll go.
Oh yeah, we have wolves. We can go a little over wolves if you want.
Well, I can do skunk first. That's okay.
Okay.
Skunk.
Pause if you want to watch it later and pause it. You can read that.
Now this one was by I'm reading the names when I can see them. This one was from Moon Toady. That is some hard font to read. Skunk corresponds to sensuality, willpower, self-confidence, self-respect, courage, and reputation. That makes sense. She gives an understanding to how energy flows and teaches about how to walk your talk. Skunk teaches respect, fearlessness, peace, and how to balance the ebb and flow in life. She teaches response to scent, aromatherapy, how to repel and attract, transformation, self-protection, shrewdness, life, death, rebirth, fertility. I swear they're all rebirth and fertility. Presence, reign, and the expression of self without ego. Skunk can indicate a desire for justice or a need to learn about social graces, as one might tend to come on too strong. Well, there you go.
Well, maybe Natalie was right. Maybe they all died in the crash. Maybe they're all transforming.
Is this a skunk too? Yeah, this one's a skunk too. I was gonna say there's
her that was like a story about the skunk and how the skunk was beautiful, and then to humble the skunk, they made her have an order. And I kind of equated it to like Van being like carefree, and then she got attacked by wolves, and now she has a scar, which is kind of like a similar like humbling story.
That makes sense. No, that makes sense. Interesting. Yeah. But you can definitely tell hers is a skunk. That's for sure. I mean,
oh yeah. I wonder what they ate skunks do one night.
You know what? You wonder what?
If they ate skunk stew.
Oh yeah, maybe. Ew. Ew. That would stink it anyway.
The scent, like Van's mask has a nice scent.
Probably.
You can tell.
I would think that would stink, but I guess they had to kill it without.
She's coming.
No, but I mean, they would have to. And on all seriousness, wouldn't they have to like kill it without scaring it? Because that's what makes it stink, right?
Yeah. Well, it takes a long time to get a skunk to spray, because I live in San Diego where the skunks come out of the canyons all the time, and they'll come out of the canyon and they'll see you and they'll stomp, and then they'll stomp again, and then if you don't get away, they'll turn around and back up. Some of them actually get up on their hindquarters, like in a handstand.
So you have time to.
Oh yeah, you have time.
You would think people wouldn't get sprayed as easy, but probably most people don't know that. So.
Or they scare them, or a dog scares them.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, that is a photo of wolves.
Well, that's with Van too. Van got attacked by these wolves.
Yeah, and I was going to say, if you have other things to say about skunks, don't let me stop you. I just was kind of going through them. Let's see.
Oh yeah, I equated her with Memphidius, the Samnite goddess of foul smells.
There's a goddess of foul smells.
Yes.
Okay.
Mephitis.
I had not heard of that, but okay.
Am I saying that right, Chris? Mephitis. And there's Anaway, which is the skunk. It's the skunk deity of the Cree and Algonquin, but that one's actually a skunk who is a deity, not a goddess. That might have been where that story came from that we showed about the beautiful skunk that had to be humbled by
Yeah, they said tomato juice bath. Samuel's saying, I think I read somewhere though that was an old wives' tale or something. I can't
What
remember.
was it?
With using tomato juice to get rid of the smell. I don't know if that's actually true or just people say it. I don't know, but if I got hit by a skunk, I would probably stay hit by a skunk. I abhor tomatoes. I can't. No.
I think it's like vinegar. Was it vinegar, Chris, that takes away skunk smell?
Yeah, it's probably the vinegar that's in the
tomato juice.
Tomato juice.
Yeah, but you could probably just use vinegar. Yeah, that would be better. All right, so wolf. Sharp intelligence, deep connection with instincts, appetite for freedom, feeling threatened, lack of trust in someone or in yourself, guardian, loyalty. And I also have here in my notes that they symbolize family, teaching, cooperation, insight, stealth, strength, leadership, loyalty, freedom, more about the moon, and also things like cunning. Let's see, their connection.
I think that kind of describes other tie, like her cunning and her.
Yeah, it says, and then it also says
freedom.
Zeus, Lycius, Apollo, Aries, Mars, Sylvanus.
Sylvanus, yeah.
Eos, and Odin.
It's forest god.
Yeah, so there's the different wolf ones. Lemon juice probably would work too. I would think so. I don't think it necessarily has to be tomatoes.
Or the Fenrir.
Yeah.
Is the Fenrir the one that walks on the Norse tree, Chris? Fenrir wolf?
Fafnir?
Fahrenheit? Fafnir? Maybe.
I'm gonna say you guys clear.
Hopefully we won't die. Storms are getting pretty bad out here. Okay. Yeah, she's the goddess of smells. Full of smells.
That's what they say, Methodist. And I skipped this. I didn't realize it was skunk. Worshipped in pre-Roman Pompeii. She was goddess of love and strength. Striped skunk, also known by its Latin name, Mephitis or Mephitis, whatever, is named after this goddess. So there we go. Yay, Doc's done work. You're definitely a different time zone, that's for sure. It's almost midnight here. So let's see. Is this wolf? I think this one's wolf. Few animals on Earth evoke such strong emotions as the wolf, or have suffered so much as a result of misunderstanding. And this is true from Trees for Life. This, in spite of its fierce reputation, is a shy, intelligent, and elusive creature, shrouded in mists of fear, admiration, awe, and loathing. Its hunter-gatherer, the wolf was often afforded respect for its incredible senses and hunting prowess, but with the rise of agriculture, conflicts with humans grew, and wolves represented a threat to livestock and were also perceived as competition for venison. Makes you wonder which I'm sure it's written about somewhere, but where they ended up with like werewolf myths and stuff. In Scotland and throughout Northern Europe and America, it was hunted, Trying to scan some of this isn't about the symbology. But last wolf legends in Scotland. The wolf's Gaelic name, like I'm going to be able to say that, Mata Alata, a lady, I don't know. And Mullinavati, Mill of the Wolf. These are different Scottish legends. No, that's Gaelic.
Yeah.
Scottish and Gaelic.
I just like that in Perthshire because I used to live in Perthshire. I lived in Scotland for a while, so it was a shout out.
Okay, yeah, it says such as Mullinavati in Perthshire, as well as Loch Matty and Craig Matty, and there's a hill opposite Trees for Life. I don't know. This has something to do with their website that you got it from. Dundragon Estate called Craigamata, meaning Crag of the Wolf. In folk tales, some are depicted as ruthless and fierce. Others have an image of nobility and loyalty. And in Norse mythology, Fenrir, I know about Fenrir, was a symbol of chaos who eventually swallows Odin whole. However, the wolf was also associated with warriors, and Odin had two wolves as loyal companions. Well, yeah, I mean, I think that Van is definitely representative of you know, loyal and a leader and fierce. I would definitely say that fits Van. Fenrir, yeah, Fenrir was. I agree, Sam. I think Fenrir was Loki's son. I think you're right.
I think so.
It has been for, dude. I have been out of college a lot longer than you. I don't remember this shit. Lori says wolf is equated with lupus, autoimmune disease, foretelling Van's health deterioration, cancer. That's interesting. I hadn't thought about that, but she doesn't have lupus. But I see what you're saying. Yeah, interesting. All right, let's see. You also have this one for Coyote again. Joker, good jokester. I'll say it eventually. Adaptability. Oops.
Yeah, I also I forgot to put this in my notes. I think I equate the coyote and the wolf with the man with no eyes.
Okay, I didn't get I didn't have the picture of the man with no eyes. I wasn't sure why you had that picture there.
So imagine the man with no eyes, and imagine him being stuck close to like coyotes and wolves.
Okay, wait, hold on. I gotta switch my avatar a second because I had to turn the camera off a second.
All right.
Let's see. But there it says, let's see, paradoxical nature, personality difficult to categorize. That would have fit Ty more than Van.
Yeah. Well, they're kind of together. I put them in a pair, I guess.
They are. I got my Kiki sheet. I got my little Kiki. I'm gonna hold her.
Oh yeah.
Home needed to do something, so I'm holding her.
Okay.
She is 17. Huh. So you're a little old lady, aren't you? All right. Let's see. Okay, we already looked at the picture of her skunk thing. And then I still had these in here for the wolf, but then we moved into the other one.
Yeah, Javi carved a wolf.
Yeah, Javi
if you remember. If you guys remember the second season.
Yeah, and then I have pictures of her.
I think that was before the wolves actually came too and attacked Van. It's almost like a premonition.
Okay, whoops, sorry. All right, well, is there anything else about Van, or did we get most of it?
Yeah, I think we got all the skunk and canines.
All right, you know, at least I was going to say, at least when I do the other, when I do OBS, I can use the photo viewer thing, and I wouldn't be doing this, but I don't think it'll work with here. Okay, which one you want to go to?
So did you separate birds, bees, and bears from each other, or are they all in the same?
No, they're all together.
Okay, we'll do birds, bees, the three Bs, birds, bears, bees. They all relate to Lottie. They all relate to Lottie and Laura Lee and, you know.
Yeah, I was going to say the bears and the birds you have for Laura Lee, too.
Yeah.
And
so the bear is tied to Laura Lee through her teddy bear, Leonard, which is one of her most valuable possessions.
Excuse me. Yep, there's Leonard. Before he has blood on him. And there's that. Now she has blood.
With one eye, like Odin Bear.
Yes, Odin Bear. There's an Odin Bear there. And then we also have the stuff for Lottie in the sense that I have the pictures of her taming the bear before she kills it, or it.
See, I think that Laura Lee's sacrifice produces this bear because I think this is a manifestation of Leonard as a bear.
Okay, yeah, that would kind of make sense.
So like Laura Lee with her death, she's feeding, you know, everybody for winter. She sacrificed herself to get help, but she also brought something for food that they could eat throughout the winter.
Yeah. And then we also have Panda Bear too.
Lottie and this great Panda Bear facial mask.
Yeah.
It was so cool. See, this is the thing I liked about season 3. I wish there was more of, just them interacting with like just real life things, like having a sleepover.
Yeah, that was fun. Speaking of, I was going to say Misty's was a tiger, or at least a cat, I guess. Is that on her supposed to be a cat or a monkey? Because I'm honestly not sure on that.
Let me look at it.
Because
I thought it was a cat.
Like a cat, but it's not a great looking cat if it's a cat.
Well, she's got some scrubs that don't have great looking cats on them either.
All right. And again, guys, sorry that this is all cropped off.
She kind of likes that whole folk art cat thing, like with the.
Yeah, she does. But sorry, as I was saying, I had this lined up to use for the screen capture, so it doesn't fit my overlay does not fit these pictures. There's some, and I don't want to. I could take the overlay off, but then you can see the stuff on my desktop. That's why I'm not.
Oh, that's fine. It's fine.
No, I know. I'm just explaining. The spirit of the bear indicates it's time for healing or using healing abilities to help self or others. Well, I mean, Laura Lee, if the bear is from her, definitely helped heal them. That's for sure. Strength and confidence, importance of solitude, quiet time, rest, standing against adversity, taking action and leadership. So,
well, she took action against Coach when he was trying to be adult, and she said, "I don't care, Coach. I'm doing this."
Yeah, that's true.
And then it also has ties to Kodiak. I just put Kodiak in the notes because I need to do a Joe McHale shout out. And Kodiak is a type of bear.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have pictures of him in the other folder, but I don't have them here. We could do that next. And then the bear heart there. You had sent that picture.
Yeah, the sacrifice.
The rest are other animals. Again, I don't think that's a bear, but we had.
Well, I think that's a bird. She likes the bird symbology.
Yeah, no, I know.
Feathers in her robe.
In that folder. I have in my notes, bears symbolize healing, divinity, and vulnerability. Spirit helper. Well, spirit helper makes a lot of sense if it's her that's sent it. Protection, introspection, truth, female receptive energy, prophecy, stamina, harmony, patience, defense, revenge, transformation, a lot of things. Bravery, benevolence, and then they're connected to Artemis, Zeus, Callisto,
Callisto.
Arte, I don't know how to say it.
This hero turns one of Zeus's lovers into Callisto. I mean, Callisto into stars in the sky, little bear, big bear in the sky. Constellations.
It also has Thor, Odin, Freya, all those in the north, in the water goddess. So, yeah. And I thought I had here. Okay, the other bears with Aquila. That's why the bear vision.
Aquila had a bear vision.
Aquila had a bear vision, and we'll get to that when we get to Aquila. Well, is there anything else under bear? Do you want to move to the bird part?
No, I think you covered the goddesses that I referenced in my notes. So.
Okay, well, we have birds because you said that you think that this is a bird outfit, and there's all the.
I think she's trying to equate herself with owls, maybe because she has the mask when she's adult Lottie, and it's an owl mask.
I would say that's a good guess. The only thing is clearly the pelt isn't an owl, but she does have feathers.
Yeah, well, I don't know if she's going to make a whole pelt out of just feathers. Well,
I know. I'm just saying it's a pelt.
Like an eider ducks.
Maybe that's why it's indistinct. Birds, whether big or small, are widely seen as powerful symbols of spiritual messages. I think it's messengers. Transformation and divine communication due to their captivating beauty in flight. And then they have the different kinds: cardinals, doves, owls, crows, eagles, and hawks.
The only ones we really deal with would be like the hawk and the owl.
Yeah, and owls obviously symbolize wisdom and intuition. It says they're considered guardians of sacred knowledge.
Yeah, and I think that's what Lottie thinks she is. I think she's like the oracle.
Yeah. And hawks represent heightened awareness and vision, which also would match with the oracle too.
And bears are also equated with Apollo, which would also be with the oracle of Delphi, which she references in season 3.
Yeah. I was going to say, I don't think I wrote down I did write down owl. I didn't write down the other birds. But again, that's to do with wisdom, shape-shifting, astral projection. That's interesting. Clairvoyance, omens. Yeah, Lottie's had a lot of omens. Death, misfortune. They're connected to the underworld and the moon. They're all connected to the moon. It seems like.
Yeah, and I forgot there's that diffuser too that Misty gives to Nat as a gift. That's an owl, but it actually has a camera in it. So it is like kind of viewing the secrets like an owl would.
Yeah, that makes sense. It also says Athena. It says Mari. And when it lists the goddesses, Mari. I didn't know there was a goddess Mari.
Which one is it under?
Owl.
Oh, yeah, moon goddess. Yeah, Mari.
Oh, she's
We're bringing more Mari in this for a few seconds because I don't think she's really connected to an animal, but there we go. We'll put her under owl.
Unless she's that weird raccoonish thing that we don't know who it is.
She's chasing herself.
Well, no. Okay, that's true. That's a good point. I didn't think of that. Maybe she has a two sides to her, like Ty does, but a little more literal, right? Anyway,
I wish. I miss Maury. I wish she
I
was
do
still in
too.
the show.
I liked Maury. Athena, Maury,
Yes,
Lilith, Aneth, Gwen, Apnud, Bludawid, Yama, and Kali, whatever that is.
Kali.
Can see without the ones who see without seeing. Wait, barn owls are the ones who see without seeing and hear without hearing. I don't know what that means. The ones who can hear what is not spoken and ones that see things without physical sight. I don't know. That was, I think, from Google AI. So I don't know. It didn't make tons of sense, but there you go. And then I don't think there's any more bird. Oh, I have the thing with, I know what I have. I have with Laura Lee and the bird.
Yeah, it's a beautiful shot.
It is. It is.
And that's a real bird. I mean, I remember they shot outside for the first season, and it made all the difference, really.
Yeah, they might have trained it though. Who knows?
I think it's probably just a happenstance. It just kind of landed there.
Could be. Yeah. Well, in that case, it's not related to the show. It's just related to it, like the actress went over. But yes, I agree.
But it's her flight. She said, "God, give me a sign," and this bird came.
That's true. True. We also have. Wait, that's the one you had of the owl mask. I had a screen capture here somewhere that was a little.
Yeah.
There's the owl mask. So there you go.
Yeah, I think Lottie fancies herself very wise.
Yeah, not sure she is necessarily, but it's that maybe.
Not smart enough to fall down a flight of stairs, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. We don't know for sure. All right, so there's also bees in this category. I'm going to do bees real quick. And bees are not Yellowjackets. We've already established that. But we have the bee spirit animal. When a bee appears as your spirit animal, know you are aligned to source. I don't know what that means. Bee represents queen energy. Well, we know queen bee. Bees appears to anyone who has recognized their self. Bees appear to them whose recognition of truth. When the eyes are open to universal's truth, bee asks you to know that you are a soul in a human body. Bee asks you to believe in yourself. Bee asks what you believe is what you see. Bee asks you to continue to be alignment. Bee is here to let you know that you are on the right path to alignment. That's a little bit different page there you got, but there you go. I don't think I had bee in mind. I have moth, but not bee. Mm-hmm. Butterfly, but not bee. But I do have, I have a capture of her with the bees here too somewhere. Bees.
See, it's interesting because the bear, like she stabs the bear, but then also the birds fly into the house during the second season. And then also the bees die in a vision that she has.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Right.
So a lot of these animals are like around like sacrifices.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out why I had that picture with her with the bee vision, and I had the picture with the birds on the roof because I showed you. Remember?
Yeah, I remember because I was like, I didn't get that one. I was happy that you did.
I know, but why is it not showing up?
Because if the people in chat don't know the story, it's like Lottie gave Shauna a blanket with a symbol on it, and something happened to Shauna. I can't remember. She cut herself or something, and blood on the blanket, which they thought caused all these birds to run into the building so they would have food. They ran into the cabin. They all kind of died. They picked them up. They made soup out of them. At least Rory did. I bring up Rory again.
I bet I put it in this one by mistake. Hold on. Let me see. Did I? No, I didn't. I don't know.
You showed it to me before we went live.
I know I did. And the thing is I have had, when we were doing the other show, a couple of the photos disappeared. I'm starting to wonder if my hard drive is messed up and go bad. I don't know. Let me look in one more place that it could be.
But anyway, Sunshine
yeah,
Honey.
I don't know where it's at.
Sunshine Honey is like a big thing in season 2 with Lottie. She raises honey. She thinks that Yellowjackets are bees.
Yeah.
Makes a little business.
True. I'm going to turn my camera off for a little bit. My neck's hurting. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have the other picture, but there was the thing where the birds fell off the roof. And I had a screenshot of that, but there you go.
So even if the bees, the bees are wicked, Yellowjackets are wicked, they produce honey. What Yellowjackets do not produce honey. I'm not saying that as a fact.
No, you're right.
But
They don't.
people tie the Yellowjackets to bees.
They do. They do.
Lottie
Like I
does
said, I
here.
thought they were kind of bee. I didn't know.
That's the vision she has where there's blood in the combs of the hive.
Yeah. Oh, excuse
But
me.
then one of the people in her intentional community comes up and she just realizes that all the bees are alive and there's no blood in the hive.
Yeah, she was having a lot of vision.
Yeah.
I also have, now I know that isn't those animals, but we have with the antlers behind her when she was a teen. I mean, she was like wearing around the antlers for a while too, so she was like a little bit.
I think she wanted to be the Oracle leader because in like the original script, the pilot script, it says that the Antler Queen character is called the Oracle. So I always thought it was, if I would have guessed, I always would have thought it was Lottie. You know,
Yeah,
so
well, whenever at that episode where they were all going crazy, that she had on the antler.
Which episode were they all going crazy? They go crazy in many of them.
Okay, that's a good point. The one where they almost killed Travis.
Oh, Doom Coming.
Doom Coming. Okay, that is Doom Coming. I was right.
Yeah, she was the one that came up with Doom Coming too in that episode. Because they were talking about Homecoming, and she said a Doom Coming because they all thought they were going to die, so they were going to have a Doom Coming.
Yeah. Well, at any rate, she had on the antlers, the Antler Queen outfit then. So.
Yeah, I think the Antler Queen outfit's kind of a mix of Lottie's dress and Shauna's hair fixation.
Shauna's odd
hair fetishism.
Yeah. Doc says bees and wasps are closely related, belong to the same order of insects, Hymenoptera. They share a common evolutionary history with bees evolving from hunting wasps.
Oh, okay.
While both belong to that order, bees and wasps are distinct groups, with bees being a subset of the superfamily Apoidea. Okay, well, at any rate, Yellowjackets are not bees. Is the moral of the story?
Yellowjackets are not bees.
Yellowjackets are not bees. Yellowjackets are much more vicious, right?
Yeah, they don't make honey either.
No, they don't. They don't make anything sweet like that. All right, which one is next?
Anything you have mystery related? Cat, rat, parrot. Those are together.
Yep. Let me get
Misty, Caligula.
Misty and Caligula. Yep.
Caligula in my avatar image here.
Yeah, cute Caligula. This is obviously a different kind of parrot in the picture you have, but it says be discerning about when to speak or when to say stay silent, avoid gossip. This is a spiritual meaning of parrots. Study the power and effects of light and color, be alert to any new ideas. See, this is all horoscope stuff. These may give you ideas for new growth or a new direction, revisit something you've always dreamed of doing, and now is for time. That's more a horoscope, but I know too, like the other thing is parrots are also in a way like peacocks too, because they have such bright colors, you know. They show off. That we also have, I was gonna say, there's the picture of Caligula as the parrot there, because we also have, here's the ones you took of the TV, but wait, I have the screen capture.
Apparently African greys are like one of the most persnickety like parrots to raise. So it says a lot about Misty if she's gonna go way out of her way to take care of this parrot.
Yeah, that's true.
I love this parrot.
This is a
and she
setup.
also thinks of him as a human.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not sure about the half human Caligula, but there you go. But yeah, we have some of Caligula dancing and everything. And I took a few of these. I guess is that its leg? Yeah, that's its leg. It's like crazy town there, but I took a few pictures of these because I noticed, like, if you look, there's a picture of the syringe. I didn't notice the drawings before.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like little symbols that go around her, like the syringe and the black box.
The black box is
destroyed and stuff. Yeah.
And is that what she used on Coach? I don't know what that is. A hatchet of some kind.
Yeah, maybe to cut off his leg.
Yeah, maybe. And there's the Caligula head there. And then we have Caligula, half human Caligula. And there you go. There's lots of him. And I included the one of Walter too, since part of the scene was for him. But got lots of Caligula. And then these two are the promo pictures for Caligula. I'm guessing that probably says Caligula's birdcage. I know you were asking.
That's
I don't
cool.
know for sure.
Oh yeah, they're called the Evergrays are called the Einsteins of the bird world.
What the parrots are, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, parrots are smart. They are definitely smart.
Little changes in the schedule may annoy them, so all these like road trips Missy's taken probably annoys Caligula. We didn't even get to see Caligula much this season.
Don't. I want to see more Caligula. Doc says Misty
they also talk a lot too. They could have used that as part of plot point of him talking.
Or even just to be funny with Misty. I would have liked to have seen it. But Misty's Doc's favorite character. I don't know. At times I'd say Misty's my favorite character. Other times I'd change. I kind of go back and forth.
I wish I was some more Walter too, because Walter, I grouped him in here because he is in the sequence. He's on a Garfield phone.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, she's probably on a red phone. I was going to say because of Caligula, but no, those are probably lips. That's probably a lip phone.
It's like a lip phone, yeah. Because I feel like they're kind of playing cat and mouse with each other. They're both like the cat, or they're both like the bird. Because I think in the one sequence where they're
Sherlock and Moriarty.
Yeah, like they're in the bread and breakfast. I think one of them has bird sounds on their phone, the other one has cats, and I think that they kind of changed it up.
Oh, that's cool. I did not notice that. And remind me what the Morse code says. Was it I love you or something? I can't remember. You remember?
Okay, hold on for a second. Hold on.
Okay. I'll Google it. I didn't notice, though, the little dots of the Morse code are little hearts. That's cool. Didn't notice that till now. It's hard to see in the picture, but if you look really close. Well, you got to watch the rest of it, Muncher. It's worth it. It's awesome. But yeah, hopefully we're not spoiling anything.
Uh-oh, did we spoil something?
No, Muncher just said hasn't seen it all. So it depends how much they've been there for. I don't know.
So what were you asking me before? I had a tornado-related thing I had to deal with.
Okay, sorry. Bill finished it. So that's awesome. Congrats.
The tornado warning's off now, so that's good.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
No, I was asking if you remembered what the Morse code stood for.
I love you.
Not stood for was, you know what I mean.
I love you.
I love you. Okay. I thought it might be, but I couldn't remember. But
I wasn't saying that I loved you, Jamie, but I love you.
No, I know what you mean. He loves her. She loves him. Same difference.
Yeah, that lasted for like 6 weeks.
Yeah. I was going to say, though, I didn't notice until now that the dots in the Morse code are little hearts. It's hard to see probably on the screen, but they're like little tiny hearts. So cute. All righty. Now.
Yeah, I kind of grouped them together because I felt like he was a cat as well. We were just playing games. Maybe they'll get together next season. Let's hope for these kids to get together.
Yes, I like them together.
I didn't see Caligula. I didn't see much of Walter. I wanted more Walter.
No.
I wanted more Walter and Misty.
Yeah. For cat, I have stands for freedom, patience, adventurous spirit, and curiosity. I think we all know curiosity. Flexible and healing from within. As a spirit animal, you are self-assured, independent, wise, patient, creative, and also unpredictable. And in dreams may symbolize traits for femininity or point at some impending misfortune. That's again from Astrology Web. And you have, I take it this was her screensaver or something.
That's
right?
Walter's screen. So this is Walter's screensaver. When he's getting all those messages about Adam and this is a detective thing, he has this screensaver of a cat.
That's cute. And then you had taken, I didn't know what episode this was from to get a screen capture, but one of her
scrubs with cats all over it. The cats that you probably don't like the other ones.
Yeah. She wears cat sweatshirts and everything all the time. So
and she dressed up like a cat on Halloween when she did that one trick when she like turned off the machine when those kids were trick-or-treating. You remember that? She's like, cold blue, and the kids are freaking out and they run.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. What's I gonna say? I still don't know what this is though. We're gonna go with beaver, badger, something.
What is this, chat? Is this a beaver pelt? Is this a bear? What kind of look is Misty going for here?
I
What's
mean,
on top of her head?
Beaver, but I'm not sure what the
Is that a
straps
banana
are.
peel? A banana peel on top of her head.
Looks like straps or something. I don't know. And then for
I was
Misty,
gonna say beaver because it's industrious, like the beaver's industrious, but it could be bear pelt. I mean, it
I
makes
don't
sense
know.
because they did kill that bear.
Yeah, they did, but it kind of looks, I don't know. I think it's the way that the hole is for the mouth that makes it look beaverish. I don't know. It's probably too big to be a beaver. Could be a bear. But then we also have her drowning the little rat too.
Well, I felt that was like her cat personality. She was just watching this rat, like a cat would watch an animal.
Yeah,
Kind of like stalking it, like a predator.
that makes sense.
We
Is
know
it a
nothing
bear
about
be-
Misty's background either. We haven't seen her
a
parents at
bear
all.
beaver pelt? It might be a bear beaver. There, it's both in
Bear
one, right?
beaver.
Bear beaver.
I'll draw one of those up.
Yeah, that would be cool. That'd be funny.
The
A mashup.
Canadian, out in the Canadian woods. I mean, if there's Wendigos, there could be bear beavers.
There could be. All right. Anything else with Misty? I think we went through all the pictures. Anything else?
Oh, the typical goddesses, Bast, Freya. You know,
Cat.
as you know.
Yeah. I have for cats protectors, strength, cunning, agility, aloofness, independence. Seeing spirits are connected. Yeah, Freya, Artemis, Diana, Liberty, Shotsky, Bast, and Pasht. Yeah, and we did bear before, so we don't even have to. And I don't think I looked up parrot. I think I just had bird. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let me go back to my list here. All right. You want to do? What do you want to do? Hannah? You want to do Hannah?
Stags.
Okay, we can do stags first.
All things deer and stag related.
Yeah, we have deer and stag. Okay, so we have Nat here, who has on the Antler Queen outfit before it was the Antler Queen outfit.
Proto Antler Queen.
Yeah, the proto.
Well, what's interesting about Nat is that she doesn't wear those horns for long, and I think there's a lot of like symbolism in that. She doesn't want to be the Antler Queen. She takes them off as soon as she sits down, just about.
Yeah, no, she's right. She did. Well, it's probably was heavy too, but they could have made them out of something light. And clearly Shauna keeps them on. So
yeah.
But yeah, you're right. That was a prototype for the thing. And yeah, Britt's name was spoken early in the show. That's why I said like what was it? I lost track of what I was gonna say. But yes, Britt and what was the other one? Britt and who else?
Robin.
Robin. I was gonna say Robert. I'm like, I know that's not right.
Robert.
Robin. They were mentioned in the beginning of the show in the first season.
Yeah.
We just didn't see like enough of them. Didn't really get to know them at all. But yes, they were in the beginning of the show. They've been in from the beginning. Although I think they changed actresses maybe at one point. But
yeah, there is a really enterprising person on Reddit that did a little like kind of like a spreadsheet of all the extras. You can actually get a file, and he'll show you who's like the proto crystal. There was another actress before the actress that they chose to, in season 2, but they all kind of line up number wise.
Yeah.
There's a few that are missing, but most of them line up.
Yeah, but there's pretty much 2 people we don't know about is the gist of it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so with Travis, so we have stag. I think this is the one I looked up. One of them I got the picture for. Stamina, virility, grace, instincts, experience, regeneration because of the horns, nobility, and enlightenment.
It's probably what Travis wants to be.
Yeah, maybe. Now we got some of the pictures. I mean, I tried to take it, but you can't really see it. And I will say,
yeah, this is something we would almost need to show a clip of, like during Doom Coming, that Travis runs out of the cabin, and then when he runs past a window, he's transformed into a stag.
Yeah, I should have seen if I could get like a couple second clip, but I don't.
At least in Lottie's and Mari's and everybody else's mind.
Yeah,
yeah. The mushroom.
Yes,
Stu mind.
he looked like a stag instead of a person. Now, my question is, was that why they were after him? They didn't really think he was human, or was it partially? I wondered if it also just represented like the stag hunt, you know?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's
I
like
did
that.
not notice that I did not notice that until I looked for it in this episode when you told me where it was. I did not even notice he changed, or at least I don't remember noticing he changed.
Well, I did because I thought it was great.
I remember this part.
I like all those pagan-y touches.
Yeah, I mean, I remember
like
this
the
part.
Menad stuff and like Mina and the Bacchus and the Wild Hunt, as you say, and all that.
I just didn't know he changed when he went past the window. But yes, this is the whole Bacchus episode to begin with their reveling. But Shauna keeps seeing him with the human, and then a stag head, and then a human, and then a stag head. Kind of goes back.
It's interesting because right before this shot, Lottie does put on that headdress that has horns on it. That really cool looking headdress. That really tall one.
Yep. Yeah.
And then she tells Shauna to kill the stag, and he has a stag head. Travis has a stag head.
The only one of a stag I have, or the only one of Lottie with ears or antlers I have. You had a couple. He looks all human there to me, so I don't know, but I included the picture.
Well, it's not a transformation. It's basically him going out the cabin door. There's a little space of wood before the window, and then there's a deer. They did a little cheat so they wouldn't have to make a human into a deer.
Yeah, so they didn't have to use the money on effects. I agree.
This is a cool coin I found. They had a bee on one side and a stag on the other.
Maybe it's
for Artemis. It was cool. You could probably see the influence, probably.
Yeah, but I said maybe it's a yellow jacket. Maybe they were wrong, and it's not a bee. It's a yellow jacket.
It's a yellow jacket. Maybe they worship yellow jackets all along.
That would be interesting, but yeah, no. But yeah, that's what I have with the stag. Do you want to do the deer first, or do you want to do the duck? Because we had duck with Travis too.
Well, I had duck with Travis. I felt like Travis went from a stag to a duck. Like he went from the only male, the male representative of the male, and the only fertile one because Coach Ben didn't have a leg, symbolically, and he's not, going after the ladies.
I was going to say in that
stereotype.
Rebel, he is the one that has the virility, or seems to have the virility. That's for sure.
Yeah, and then I thought when Kodiak showed up, they might have that, like he might be a guide to Travis, but instead they kind of made him almost comic with a duck, like I almost think like a Daffy Donald Duck thing where he's holding the duck, and now he's just kind of like weakened form of what he was, in the past. Like, because he used to stand up for himself, he used to give a little attitude, and now he's just with the duck.
Yeah, although at least he stands up against Lottie after a while. It's like,
he pushes Aquila under the bus.
Aquila under the bus. Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. There's Aquila.
Yeah.
I also took.
But then also the Antler Queen. Any Antler Queen pictures you have would go under stag as well. You have any pretty Antler Queen pictures?
This is what I mean. Some of the pictures are not here. I'm wondering if this app isn't showing the PNG files. I wonder. I know that I put those under there.
Yeah, because you told me.
Wait a second. I see what. No, that's not. Hold on. Because I remember putting them under there. I'm wondering if I put them in the. I bet I know what I did. Because I bet that's why the other ones are missing too. I bet I had them in the original folder before I moved the stuff. And it's probably under deer instead of stag. Hold on. Let me find it. Because I remember dropping the pictures into it. That's the thing. I'm starting to freak out that my pictures.
Because I feel
time this happened.
Yeah. Because I feel where the Antler Queen, it's trying to the girls are trying to grab at that masculinity. Yeah. Like it's almost like Shauna wanted it more when Kodiak said kind of sexist jokes at her that made her want to be like the horned queen even more.
Yeah.
It kind of just fueled her a little bit more to be the stag.
Oh, I don't know what the hell I did. Hold on a second. I can go like this and grab them really quick though, because I don't know if I'm losing things or I'm just like thinking I did stuff I didn't do and I'm going nuts. That's also possible. Because that was what from 310? That was from 310, right?
No, it's like from 3-2.
No,
It's
I
really
mean
early on.
no,
Oh,
I mean
which
the
one are you
pictures
talking
of
about?
the Antler Queen pictures.
Oh yeah, that would be from the finale of season 3.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Hold on
Yeah.
one second. I can put them in here. If I can. Shit. Okay. Okay. I swear they were in there before, but they're in there now. Here, I had some of the. Oh,
There
that
she
one
is.
with the group picture. I think that's why I didn't have that one. But yeah. Here's close-ups of the Antler. I don't
Antler
understand.
Queen.
I don't know what
You are
the
lovely, Antler Queen.
earrings are about.
So much
but
hair.
the pearl earrings. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the pearl earrings on there. Well, some of the other ones where you see Nat, she's got a little chain going from the horns. They put little flourishes on them.
Yeah.
Bling them up.
That's all the meat. Yeah. Well, there's the antler stuff.
Yeah, and she's using like Lottie's dress and her own idea of putting hair on things. Her hair fetish.
Lottie might care, but I guess not. All
What
right.
do you say?
I said you would think Lottie might care, but I guess not.
Yeah, I don't know. Lottie's Lottie, I guess.
Yeah. And then we have under deer. I mean, obviously stags is still a deer, but we have for deer. When you have this deer as a spirit animal, you're highly sensitive and have strong intuition. By affinity for the animal, you have the power to deal with challenges with grace. I don't know that she deals with challenges with grace, but Shauna, but you master the art of both determined
in her
and
own mind.
Yeah, I think she more represents the stag than the deer. The deer totem wisdom imparts those with a special connection with the animal's ability to be vigilant, move quickly, and trust with their instincts to get out of tricky situations. I think stag represents Shauna more than deer does.
Yeah.
So.
Agreed. And deer are this equivalent of Artemis, as many things are.
Yeah.
The huntress. And also Nat, because Nat was a huntress. She hunted before she passed that to Jen, because then Jen became the huntress.
Well, run to Jen, I mean, because I was going to say I have stag as a multifaceted symbol, often representing renewal, fertility, spiritual journeying, and nobility across various cultures and traditions. Its symbolic meaning is deeply tied to its natural cycle of shedding and regrowing antlers, which signifies rebirth in the changing seasons. Also, antlers are often associated with a horned god in some traditions and are seen of a symbol of male fertility and virility. But then under deer, I have deer symbolizes gentleness. See, it's like the opposite: grace, swiftness, abundance, intuition, introspection. But also the warrior aspect with the stag. And then, like you said, Artemis, Aphrodite, Athene, Diana, Olympia, something. Dionysus, Apollo, Luce, sings ones I can't pronounce. And I have deer antlers are powerful symbols, represent growth, regeneration, strength, and spiritual connection. And then it talks again about cyclical nature and shedding and regrowing. So, yeah. And then goddess Artemis Diana represented the hunter and the hunted. Primordial encounter in the soul itself. That actually makes sense that the dual nature inside oneself. I mean, I think that kind of makes sense with Shauna, because she has like two different sides, although that also would make sense with Ty too. But Shauna has her crazy side. So let's see.
Yeah, but I think other ties okay with Van. I don't think she seeks the power grab like Shauna does.
That's true, yeah. Doc says many cultures didn't differentiate between crows and ravens, so I wouldn't be surprised if lumped some bees and wasps together. Yeah. I remember we had this discussion before, like are they crows or are they ravens? I can never tell the difference.
Well, and then there's also scarlet winged blackbirds too, as Tony Teflon pointed out. So there's 3 birds in the mix.
And blackbirds, yeah.
Yeah. Because Elgin has a blackbird on his shirt.
Yeah, we have grackles around here all the time, like the ones that are sort of purple and shiny.
Oh, that's cool.
They look like backbirds, yeah. They're all, like, we get flocks of them in our, I guess you call it a flock, in our yard sometimes. We need Yellow Jacket Animal Academy. We do, but I don't know if we can do more than one episode. I don't know. I'm a pupil among the sense. Well, glad that you're enjoying learning about it. All right. I think that's about it for Antler Queen, unless you have more to add.
I don't know. Let me look through everything here. Let me look real quick.
Okay, go ahead. I'll wait for
blah,
you.
Blah, blah. I don't think so. I think we're pretty much done with that.
All righty. Let's see. So we have, who do we have left? You want to do Nat and
Natalie,
yeah, let's
Moose.
see. Natalie and
Natalie's
Moose.
Moose.
And I don't know why I have two of these, but I have two of these. Would there have another categories with Yellowjackets Academy? I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know.
Topics. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I have some topics. I have like Lottie's Death Wish I want to do eventually.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing more Yellowjacket shows. I know you know a lot more about, like I said, about the mythology and all that than I do, but I wouldn't mind doing more. And I know a lot of people seem to miss the Yellowjacket stuff, and I miss watching it. I realized as we're doing this, like, I miss it, you know?
Yeah, I get all excited. I like pop some popcorn for myself and get down, settled in, and watch it in little bits, and I pause it and I go do some stuff. I just like savor it.
Yeah, I miss it. We ought to do well, I don't know. We just did a rewatch technically not that long ago because I just watched it for the first time not that long ago. So I'm not sure if
I wish they had more episodes too, because I think there's a lot of backstories they could tell that are interesting. Because in the first season, they did a lot of the backstories on teenage girls. You know, just the stories that they have.
Yeah,
I think it'd be fun.
I wish they'd renew it though, but I guess we won't find out for a while, maybe.
Yeah. And plus they lost all of episode 6. Like they lost the files, so like they didn't. I don't think we're ever getting a Cabin Daddy episode. I think they just lost a lot of stuff, a lot of plot lines.
They might refilm it though. I mean, it depends. I think if they get a season 4 or not. You know, I would be surprised if they didn't, just because the show is like one of their highest rated shows, I think. So
I think along with Dexter, it's the highest.
Yeah, so I would be surprised if it wasn't renewed, but I mean, you never know. But I would be surprised if it wasn't. I think they're just taking their good old time renewing it. Okay, so having a moose, the lost episode. Yeah, they lost the film of it. So they
blamed it on a PA.
Yeah, and then they took some of the scenes they did have and repurposed them for the other episodes, right?
They kind of Frankensteined it together.
Yeah, but a lot of it they just lost, unfortunately. So
yeah,
but we're still waiting for a Cabin Daddy episode, which we might not ever get.
I want William Vaughn to come back.
You what?
William Vaughn, who was the guy that played the guy in the cabin, that was the Cabin Daddy that had like 2 lines.
Oh, I was thinking of Melanie Linsky's husband.
Oh, Jason Ritter. Yeah, I think he's Cabin Granddaddy. I have theories about that he gave birth to Cabin Daddy.
I see. I don't know. I'd like to see that at any rate.
I guess it's just everybody's idea for stories and fanfic now, because I don't think it's going to happen.
So I was going to say, somebody needs to make a fan film, man. But fanfic's good. Having a moose as your spirit animal, totem animal. So have a moose as your totem animal means that you are courageous, communal, loving, wise, fast, and awe-inspiring. Endowed with the knowledge of your true self, you know how to maintain a balance between when to be firm and when to be kind. Consequently, people look up to you for wisdom as well as high individualism. There we go. You never waver from your decisions and move along with authority and dignity. Even the most tiring situations, forever seeking truth within yourself. You embody how a noble life can be lived, even after courageously adhering to your personal beliefs. There can be many ups and downs in life. That does not mean that you bow down before them. Embracing your strength, you need to confront all odds and emerge victorious. I think that those do represent Natalie.
Yeah.
And I have no idea what those icons are for. Bill, I don't know if okay. I had to switch over to YouTube. I tend to forget that when I'm in StreamYard, I can't see the little emoji thingies. They're little mooses.
Yeah.
Little mooses.
Oh, nice.
which I don't know though. They say RCE on the StreamYard. Which Yellowjackets character?
I get little boxes of question marks.
Yeah, because we're not in there.
Yeah.
Which Yellowjackets character are you? I never really thought about that.
Kind of like Sex of the City. I'm a Charlotte or I'm a Carrie.
I don't know. I mean, I'd
I'm
say
a Lottie.
I would probably be most like, or at least like align with Nat and what she does, because the rest of them are all insane. Nat's like the least crazy. So
I was gonna say I'm a Lottie Misty.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I align with them, but I would say probably Natalie for me.
Probably Natalie, because I was a little punk goth kid in high school, so I can relate.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say
I think Kevin Tan's hot.
What? Say that again?
I said I think Kevin Tan's hot.
Yes. Well, the adult
my
Kevin.
Goth friends. Oh,
I mean,
the goth one was cute. I mean
the adult one, not the
cute.
kid. I'm saying yes. I mean,
well, not the kid, but I mean, even when I've seen the actor was cute, but not in a sexual way.
No, I know. Yeah, the actor was cute too, but I mean, well, he was.
Their relationship was cute. Him and Nat together.
Yeah, but I meant if you're saying he's hot, the adult Kevin was hot. Not
oh yeah, he was definitely, yeah.
I thought you meant. That's why I'm like clarifying, not the kid, the adult. So yeah.
Kim was cute in the context of that in his relationship as teens.
Yes. All right, so we have pictures. We went through some before about the moose and the white.
That's when she sees a moose in the airplane when she's talking to Jackie's bones.
Yeah, there's the white moose I had the picture of. So pretty.
And also the white moose is a rarity moose, and it's supposed to be good luck.
Yeah.
And I feel she had luck.
There's the birds with Natalie. I got bees in here too. Okay, well, at least I didn't go insane that I had the pictures. Okay, forget they were.
There's a picture of the birds in the cabin that we were talking about a minute ago.
Yeah, that was supposed to be in with Lottie. Okay, so there's the pretty moosey, and it says stands for pride, strength, gentleness, truth, wisdom, energy, magic, and self-esteem. You're courageous, communal, loving, wise, fast, and generally awe-inspiring, and in dreams, it may either indicate the arrival of good luck or mirror your strong energy, allowing you to control life. And I have in my notes nothing because I for some reason didn't put moose. So there you go.
Yeah, right. It's equated with an Iroquois god that I'm going to spell for everybody. Onhdagwija. I mean, Onahegwija. And it was a moose that changed into a human and fell in love with a hunter she gave the hunter boons when she was in a relationship, but she told him that she could do not cheat on me. I will stop giving you boons. And guess what? The hunter cheated on her with another lady. So she, her and her children changed back into moose, and they took away the boons.
They took away the boons. Okay.
Yep. No more boons for you.
No more boons. Oh, I'm saying boons.
And it kind of reminded me of this. Like she had good luck with it, but then she lost the moose because it got underwater, when she was trying to hunt it. It was heartbreaking.
Yeah, I couldn't find the picture of it in the water. Was that a different episode? That was the same episode, wasn't it?
No, it was a couple episodes down.
Oh, okay, that's why I couldn't find it.
It's when they hunted. They were pitting Lottie against Nat for hunting because they said Lottie was a better hunter. Okay, well, when I was in this episode, I did look for the other one, but I was thinking I couldn't find it, and it must be the other episode. So, okay, I was right. Doc says, I could see myself as Lottie if I got stuck in the woods with my friends as a teen. I would totally be the one trying to get everyone to practice sorcery and shamanism. But then again, I was straight edge, so without the mushrooms. Yeah, I get you. And Bill says, I took the quiz. Apparently, I'm Nat. Oh, there's a quiz. Yeah, we'll have to try that. Doc also says post-college me would totally be shrooming, especially without cannabis. Yeah, I don't know. Lottie's a little, I don't know. Lottie sometimes scares me. So does Misty. Not saying I don't like them as characters. But. I was totally with Lottie, totally with the intentional community, totally with everything on with Lottie until she put the X in the head of Edwin. And I was like, okay, maybe I'm not so much with you now, Lottie. Yeah, maybe we're getting away from each other. She got a little more nutted than I thought. Yeah, murder is a little bit too much.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Anything else on Moose? Claudia's nuts and scary, but I'm a little nuts sometimes. That's okay. That's cool. Just don't kill anybody, okay? Anything else on Moose and Squirrel? No. Anything else?
Oh, Bullwinkle.
Oh yeah, that's why I said that, Moose and Squirrel. But anything else Yellowjackets related?
I'm looking through all my notes, Ro. I don't think so, because that was pretty cut and dry, because that fit Natalie pretty well.
It did. All right, let's see.
I didn't have to do any psychological digging on her, except for, like, I put transformation, like strength and wisdom, transformation to queen. But she's also kind of like the frog queen, like Shauna's a heron queen, but, you know, that's all the Zeus story that Kodiak told.
Do you want to do froggies, or do you want to do
Aquila? I want to do Aquila next.
Aquila. Okay, we can do it.
Yeah, I'm just going down my outline list, so I'm not, like, lost.
Okay.
Aquila's farm. I call it Aquila's farm.
No, that's fine. It's just mine went in alphabetical order, so I don't know. Okay, this is clearly
Nugget
from the Handbook of Animal Spirits Guide by Stephen Farmer. It looks like it says something crafters. I can't read that. Spirit Guide. If a mouse shows up, it means pay close attention to details as to not let anything important escape your attention. It's a time of plenty. See, again, this is a horoscope. I'm not sure this really tells symbolism. Requires vigilance in order to avoid any diminishment of significant losses. You may be missing something that's right in front of you. I have, let's see, I thought I had mouse. I do not have mouse. I would say mouse also would mean like quiet and I still feel mouse. Yeah, adorable but a menace. There's that too. Yeah, see, a lot of that's just what you should do. That's not really telling you about it. That's llama. We're not there yet. Let's go. We're not there yet. Ignore the fact I'm clicking on the wrong things.
All part of Aquila's farm, everyone.
Yeah, all part of Aquila's farm. But
here's Aquila's farm, everybody.
I know. Where's the picture of the mice? Wait, here's the mouses. There's the mouses.
Nugget.
There's Nugget.
But Nugget was Nugget, but not Nugget at the same time.
Nugget was skeleton Nugget. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, because they're all going crazy in the wintertime because the one day goes out and everybody's like losing their minds.
Yeah, they all were at that point. But here is her, like you said, Aquila's farm. We got rabbits and duckies over here. And I got the Fogog in there.
We won't say what she does to them later.
Yeah, we have.
We'll just live with this Aquila. This farming Aquila.
Lambs and chickens and all kinds of things. And then, of course, we have, goat. Did we do duck? Oh, we have here goat and duck. We didn't do, let's see, ducks. Stand for great. We forgot to read this before because I didn't put it in the Travis.
That's fine.
Stands for gracefulness, elegance, energy, mysticism, strength, and protectiveness. High-spirited, adaptable, and sociable, always willing to help others. I definitely think those apply to Aquila. You need to focus on your responsibilities. But yeah, she definitely has strength and protectiveness, and she also takes care of the animals too, obviously. And goat stands for balance, vitality, patience, ambition, fearlessness, and confidence. You're ambitious and adventurous. Signifies something positive is what the dream does, promising abundance and prosperity. And she has ducks and goats, and then she also has, of course, llama.
I like this llama one.
Llama symbolizes hope, faith, strength, and perseverance.
They don't have talking llama though. I wish they had talking llama.
Hardworking, focused on yourself. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I wrote down llama. The llama stands as a symbol of endurance, community, and gentle strength. At the core of llama's symbolism lies the essence of cooperative spirit. With their ability to traverse challenging terrains while bearing heavy loads, llamas epitomize the virtues of resilience and reliability. I definitely think that that's Aquila. I mean, she's reliable, cooperative, and has gentle strength. She's. I didn't think. I would say because they asked before. I actually think I probably would align a lot more with Aquila because I love animals. but not what she does to the animals. If you minus that part of it, I would say actually I probably align more with Aquila even than that.
See, if we end up doing a tier system to like grade different plot lines in Yellowjackets, I'm gonna have like Aquila in the beginning, Aquila at the end.
Yeah, it's changed.
Like Coach's Ben's trial is gonna be the beginning and the end because I rate the beginning of it better than the end.
Yeah, I'm just not sure how to do those graphics. We'll have to figure it out.
Yeah.
So llama pictures. I have my wait, what's this one too? Llama spirit brings adaptability, endurance, perseverance, and responsibility. They climb slowly and safely, make sure their footing is always secure, can help you overcome hurdles and reach worthy goals. And we have the talking llama.
Which I forgot if you guys, if anybody in the chat or anybody else watches Twin Peaks, there's a llama in Twin Peaks. So I'm wondering if because the showrunners love Twin Peaks and they love calling people like Van Palmer after Laura Palmer and Laura Lee after Laura Palmer, that I'm pretty sure that they took the llama from Twin Peaks from the veterinarian scene in season 1.
They definitely could have. I haven't seen that, but I'm sure they could have. Let's see.
But they also like The Sopranos.
Yeah, that's true too. Nat is headstrong, impulsive, and a total badass. A little intimidating at first, keeps feelings to herself, but does anything to the people you care about the most. Oh, does anything for? That's what the thing he filled out. Yeah, must have meant. He's talking about rats. I don't know. See, I don't have a problem with rats or mice or snakes or lizards. I have a problem with bugs.
Giant spiders.
And giant spiders. But you weren't hearing me when I was talking to Karen and AJ yesterday. I thought it was an ant at first. It wasn't. It was something else. It kind of looked like an ant. But it was like, it was like at least an inch, maybe bigger. It was humongous. It was crawling up the wall. And I'm like, I got to turn my camera off. And I was like, getting somebody to help me get a sweeper to sweep it up. I'm like, I can go sit here and let it crawl up the wall. Nope.
Let's put it on my hand and let it outside.
Ew, no. That was no. I do not like bugs. I lost what I was going to say. Anyway, the talking llama, and I know what I was going to say. And if you guys haven't, I don't know, the ones of you who are there now may have by now, but if you haven't, don't forget to watch our interview with the actress who plays Aquila, because she talked about all the animal stuff and everything else. So yeah, make sure you check that out. And the actress who plays Jen too. I was gonna say Vanessa.
Vanessa.
Real name. It's a real name.
Real name.
Yeah. And then we also for Aquila have, which she also talked about this vision.
The visions.
Her visions of this stop motion bear.
See, I was gonna say the god Apollo is associated with a mouse, and also the Oracle of Delphi.
Yeah, well, just like Lottie, obviously Aquila has visions, although Aquila's visions tend to, well, I don't want to say to make more sense, but I don't know. I believe Aquila more than I believe Lottie a lot of times. Lottie's just nuts. Thanks, Doc. I'm glad you enjoyed the interviews.
Cool.
So make sure y'all check them out. We're still trying to get more. We were supposed to maybe get one this week, but I haven't heard back from the person. I'm waiting to hear back again. But yeah, there's the bear that she had in the vision. And then all the little animals. All right, let's see. What is next? We have. Want to do Hannah?
I also put down Gaia as the Earth Mother for Aquila, for the goddess.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Probably self-explanatory.
Yeah, I get that. Do you want to do Hannah and the frogs, or do you want to do?
No,
Jackie?
I want to do butterfly and moth. Yeah,
okay.
Jackie, Shauna, Callie's earrings if you got them.
Yeah, there are Callie's. I remember noticing the earrings when it was on and saying that. Callie's butterfly earrings, and we have Jackie. I have some screen captures of that too.
Yeah, the infamous shirt that gets passed around. I think Melissa ends up wearing that shirt too.
I don't know. I wanted a picture of Shauna wearing it, but I didn't know what episode to look for.
Yeah. I didn't have enough time to get in the, you know.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I know.
It's an infamous shirt. It's been around. It's been around at least 2 or 3 people.
It's been around like Shauna. No, okay.
It's been around.
Sorry.
It's represented Shauna as a t-shirt.
Couldn't resist that there. All right, so butterflies.
Well, Shauna does get around.
No, she does. That's why I said
she
that.
Got around to Jeff. She got around to Adam. She got around to Melissa. She gets around.
She gets around.
I mean, I thought she was gonna make out with. I thought she was gonna make out with Melissa when she bit off part of her arm and tried to fit it to her. I thought she was just gonna make out with her. So, you know.
Yeah, with Shauna, you don't know. Shauna's
you never know. You don't know what you're gonna get.
Butterflies symbolize joy, freedom, living in moment, transformation, the birth, death, rebirth cycle, mental powers, reincarnation, magic, divination concerning the life cycle, understanding where you are in the cycle of life, immortality, longevity. Yeah, I don't know. Usually butterflies, as far as omens and harbingers of change. So I said like transformation. Usually they're to do with transformation. They're also connected to the element of air and the Horai. I don't know what that is. And Zokiquetzal. And then this tells different butterflies. I think this more means if you see them, what they mean. What color was the one?
It's just colors. Probably orange, the monarch.
Yeah, an opportunity or a change is coming is what it means. Well, yeah, definitely was a change.
And what did Jackie change into? She changed into barbecue.
I know, right? Frozen barbecue.
That was her transformation. I have it in my notes.
Also have
she became food for everybody. That's a beautiful transformation.
That's becoming food is a positive transformation, right? Metamorphosis. Yeah, that's a good good word there. Who changed the most in the show? I think changing to barbecue is a big change, but no. Personality wise, who changed the most?
Shauna changed a lot. She was kind of docile.
Yeah, I was gonna say Shauna. Yeah, because Shauna started out okay, and she ended up totally psycho. Lottie was iffy to begin with. She was never quite, she was a little out of it. So I would say.
But she was always kind of oracle-y, and then when she became an adult, she had the intentional community that was kind of oracle-y. She didn't really change that much.
It just grew, yeah.
Natalie didn't really change that much. She was kind of like the moral compass, and then when she was an adult, she was still kind of like the moral compass.
At times.
Well, I mean, besides the identity stuff, and
except for the murder, except for the murders.
What murders?
What do you mean?
What did Natalie murder?
Oh, I thought you said. I was saying Shauna. You were saying Natalie. Jeez.
Oh, I was saying Natalie.
Natalie.
No, I was saying
Natalie
was like
changed a lot too.
Like Natalie was like the moral compass, and even though she didn't fit well into society, she still had a moral compass. She just had kind of gotten off the moral compass a little bit. She was finding it more towards the end, and then she died.
Okay, that makes sense what you said. I thought you were saying Shauna. That's why I couldn't figure out what you're saying. Yes.
No.
Natalie was a moral compass. Shauna, not so much. Shauna became totally psycho. So
yeah, but Shauna changed the most. I think she changed the most from following Jackie to becoming her own self and having fun, even though that means really bad things for everyone else.
Yes, definitely. Who flies freely after being grounded? I mean, I think Shauna made sure she flew freely, even though she shouldn't.
Little moth.
Yeah. Natalie maybe at the very end, but Mothra. Yeah, I don't know about Mothra, but I have down that moths are symbolic of positive transformation because they fly in the dark of night towards light. So I don't know. Obviously, Shauna is not positive transformation. But it says in some traditions, moths are seen as a symbol of holy union of light and dark needed for soul's transformation. Also, I was looking at like about Ellie's tattoo and stuff, and it can be like an obsessive drive for revenge. That sounds more like Shauna. And we have the moths in the light and the lots of moths in light. And what did you call this moth again? Dead, I forget what you called it.
Oh, the Death's Head moth? It's the one that was used in Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, Death Head's moth. There it is right there. And then we also.
But it kind of makes sense now that I think her mask and everything's a moth instead of Jack Skellington, because she's like the Death's Head moth.
I don't know, to me that looks like a moth, but okay.
It has little antennae on the top. If you get the top part, it has little antennae. It looks, when you look at a moth's face, it looks like a moth.
I guess if you look at the face, maybe.
I didn't realize it till today. It was a revolution for me. I was like, oh, okay. A revelation, I mean.
Okay, yeah, we'll call it a moth then. That works. But there's a picture of the Death Head moth there. Do we have any villains on the show? Shauna is the villain in the show, in my opinion.
I don't think anybody's a villain. I don't really root for anybody, and I don't think anybody's a villain.
Well, no, I mean, I don't like root or not root for them, but I'd say if any of them are a villain, it's Shauna. Shauna's becoming the villain. Maybe not completely.
Isn't the true villain trauma?
That's true. You could look at it that way, I guess. No, that is true. They're not per se villains. They're not trying to.
Yeah, they're not sitting in their like evil like lairs planning out destruction.
Yeah, they became who they are because of the trauma. So maybe not villain's the wrong word. I don't know. Doc says Shauna's a villain. I think if anybody's the villain, it's Shauna. I'm not sure that's the right wording. Like I said, I would more say Shauna is maybe becoming the villain of the story.
Yeah, they're kind of setting her up to be one, especially with Ty and Misty talking in the cafe about, Shauna, and Ty blaming Shauna for Van's death, even though it was Melissa. But
yeah,
potato, I guess.
Well, yes, it is fun to call Shauna the villain. Shauna's the worst.
Yeah, you can say Shauna's the worst, though, but we love her for being
Shauna's the worst. We know this.
She's so bad, but we love her for being bad.
Yeah. I lost track of what I was saying. Let's see. Okay, Bill says, I think Van has changed second most, whereas Misty has changed the least. For most of the show, I thought Misty may have been becoming the secret villain. Yeah, it's surprising. Misty was the one that was, quote unquote, the villain at the beginning, I guess you could say. But she's the one towards the end that's like making smart choices, which was surprising. She's a little less insane by the end, I think.
And she's getting that like wearing Nat's leather jacket and getting that Nat energy.
Yeah, maybe that's why. Maybe she got Nat's energy. All right, let's do the fish because that's really short.
Well, I had a little bit more about Psyche, which Psyche means soul. It's a Greek goddess that is represented by the butterfly.
Oh, okay. Sorry, go ahead.
That's it.
Oh, that's it. Okay, that was short. Okay, where was I? Oh, yeah. Okay, fish. We have Lisa, who has a fish in a tank, and a fish after Natalie spits it out. So yeah.
Little fish swimming in the water. Come back here and give me my daughter. I think Lisa is Travis's and Nat's child, and I'll stand on that hill.
All right. I have fish are potent symbols across various cultures, often representing concepts like life, fertility. Again, everything says freaking fertility, abundance, and spiritual.
Animals get it on, Jamie.
Yeah, true.
They get it
abundance and spiritual transformation, particularly in relation to water and the unconscious. They're also linked to faith, hope, and even protection in some contexts. So there you go. That's Lisa.
Yeah, I think that. There was a deleted scene that was supposed to be in episode 7. Remember, I talked about that hiccup in the second season of them losing a bunch of scenes. And there was supposed to be a scene that Nat was so hungry she found a fish and she split the fish raw with Javi. And I think that might have connected to Lisa's 14th gully fish in a roundabout way, but they didn't. They lost that scene.
Well, you can't eat fish raw, so
yeah. Delicious.
And Dog says, you and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals. Yeah, I remember that song.
What is it?
You and me, baby. You've never heard that song? Ain't nothing but mammals. We do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. You've never heard that. It has a lot of sex in it. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I don't remember what it was.
Places back then. I don't even. Bill says Lottie Matthews specifically is often seen as a figure embodying Dionysus with her erratic behavior and prophetic announcements. Yes.
Or Cassandra.
Or Cassandra.
Like a Cassandra figure. Like Cassandra was a prophetess, but she spurned Apollo's advances, so nobody believed her. Like she projected the Trojan War, like the Trojan horse. She said, "Stay away from Helen." Everybody's like, "Ha ha, we're not gonna do any of those things," and then bad stuff happened.
Yeah. Wasn't it? I was seeing. I thought that there was. Hold on a second.
But the girls are a lot like Maenads. They kind of are like Dionysus followers, running through the hills, hunting, going crazy, screaming, howling, stabbing.
Sorry, I was looking up the lyrics. That I was going to say. I thought that song had X-Files in the lyrics.
What was it? What song?
That song? It did have X-Files in it. I thought it
did.
Though?
What's the song?
The Bad Touch. The one that he was mentioning. I just thought about it because I'm like, that song had X-Files in it. I remember that song had X-Files in it. I remember everything about X-Files. So, as it said, we do it doggy style, then both watch X-Files. So I looked up the lyrics. I didn't remember it said that, but I remember it said X-Files. That way. Okay, let's see. So we have left Hannah and the Frogs, and
we have Adam and Javi, but
before we have. You want to do that one first? The drawing?
Yeah, I do Frogs last.
Do it. Oh, Frogs last. Okay. So we have his drawing of the rabbit and the triangles. I don't know what that's about. The root system, and
I don't know if we're ever going to figure out what these drawings are about, but because I want to be completist, I'm adding them in.
Yeah, that looks like a hawk or an eagle.
Yeah, I always thought they were different elements. I thought that maybe the hare was earth and the hawk was air. And Adam had similar tattoos because in the beginning the showrunners wanted to make Adam Javi. And that would have been weird because Sean slept with him, but it would have been weird.
Well, as an adult, they're not that off in age, but
yeah. But like Adam's name is Martin and Javi Martinez, they're really close.
Yeah, I know. Was it supposed to be that she didn't know it was him, or just it was?
Yeah, he was gonna like come into her life, and she wasn't gonna know it was Javi.
But they ate Javi, so that didn't happen.
Well, Javi also grew 1.5 feet.
That too.
That's one of the problems.
Yeah. So there's the wolf he carved, and then
he borrowed Shauna's knife to carve this wolf, which I guess because they were setting that up that Shauna and him would have this kind of friendship where they did art. He carves little animals, she writes in her journal, that kind of thing. Be arty. Yeah. And Adam did art.
Well, yeah, Adam was an artist, so that makes sense. But there's the horse that you said, if that's the case, would have been.
Yeah, they were going to try to equate it because it's a carved horse and it looks like the carved wolf. Like a clue, but then they dropped that whole plot line.
Yeah.
It's too bad. I like to have seen where that plot line would have gone.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
You'd been like, I'm Javi. Ta-da!
All right, well, that's it with that, unless you have any more to add.
Then not really, unless we're going to talk about Javi's friend, but who knows who Javi's friend is?
We don't know. Okay,
and Poseidon is equal with a horse and fish.
Yeah.
Ocean, horse. Made the horse, oceans, fishes.
I see. Let's see. Bill says Lottie's connection to the wilderness and her prosthetic visions draw parallels to figures associated with water and the subconscious. Yes. True.
I miss Lottie already.
Yeah, I do too. Bunny.
Because she added a little humor, like the actress. I love the actress because she has this humor. Like when she walked, even though she could have stayed with her dad, she tried to stay at like Shauna's. But then when she walks into Shauna's, she acts like she just walked into like a backwoods shed.
Yeah, I know. She's always dressed up, huh?
Yeah, this will look she had on her face like, you guys live here?
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. She has funny moments, and I'm going to miss those funny moments because with both her and Van gone, we lose a lot of funny.
We do. Oh, excuse me. We do. I think Sean is funny, though, at times. So
yeah, she's pretty funny.
I think she is. All right. And let's see. Bill says Lisa is imagery combined with her calculator and observant nature evokes a sense of a hawk-like predator.
That's true. I
Yeah.
can see it.
Yeah, she hasn't done anything yet that I'd call her predator, but no, I see.
I miss Lisa as well. I was glad to see Lisa at all. I thought that whole storyline was just like, ugh.
Yeah.
You know, like when Juliette Lewis left, they're like, well, I guess we don't need Kevin Tan anymore. I guess we don't need Travis anymore. I guess we don't need this, Lisa anymore.
Yeah, because it's all
like clean house.
Yeah. All right. Frogs stand for, again, fertility and rebirth. They all stand for fertility and rebirth.
Did you see them getting it on? I mean, Jamie, I was called you
No, I
Julie.
know. But it seems like all the animals do. Luck, purity, wisdom.
When I'm talking about animals getting on, I'm usually trying to like talk to Julie because she gets like sensitive and weirded out by it.
Well, animals have sex too. You're a patient, intuitive, great listener. Aims to give sound advice. He just loves blessing and prosperity. Your spirit transformation. I also have for frogs / toads. They symbolize feminine energy, fecundity, water, new life, new beginnings, the mystery of creation, cleansing, refreshing, purifying, refilling, clearing negativity, replenishment, positive energy, transformation, beginning a new cycle, long life, good luck, changing luck, starting new projects, and prosperity. They are goddess symbol, are connected to the moon, as are a lot of these animals. They're connected to Hecate, Isis, Hathor, Chinua, Shang, whoever that is, Aphrodite, Basius. I haven't heard some of these here.
Kek, the Egyptian frog god. Hekek, the Egyptian frog goddess. The primordial deities of Egypt.
Yeah, I used to study them a long time ago. I'm assuming, is that Hekek or no?
That's Kek.
Kek.
That's pronounced like you're laughing, but it looks too much like Pepe the Frog meme.
It does. That's cute, though. I like that.
It's supposed to be pronounced like you're laughing, like Kek, Kek, Kek.
Oh, Kek.
That's the thing I read in.
It's
also associated with Dagon, were you Lovecraft enthusiast?
Wait, what?
Dagon, fish god.
Oh, okay.
Associated with Dagon, the frogs are.
I thought that's not what I thought you said. I'm getting tired. Sorry.
That's fine.
No, it sounded like what? That didn't sound like what you said. No, I'm getting sleepy. There's lots of froggy pictures in here. I took from the episode because I had these before.
There it is. After dark.
There's like this one that's just like playing by itself. He's just like.
Oh well, there's 3 over on the one side, so I guess maybe he could couple up.
Yeah, there's 3.
There's like some menage a trois.
Do they do that? Like, that's interesting. Look at this one. This one's like 3.
Yeah, they do that. If you go in the zoo, sometimes there's 3 of them piled on each other.
Oh, that's interesting. That I didn't notice before, I don't think, or if I did, I don't remember noticing it, but that's cool. The froggities. And then, now, I don't know what you were saying. You lost me. You were saying about a triangle with them.
Their little love triangle they had before everything broke loose.
Oh, I thought, okay, never mind. When you said that, I had this picture of the 3 of them already. I thought you meant like they formed a triangle the way they were sitting or something, and I couldn't figure out what you were talking about.
No, it is my love triangle between Edwin and Hannah and Kodiak here.
Yeah, there might have been. Well,
it was so cute
to find out. Yeah. And then Hannah, and you think that's a frog mask, which makes sense, but
it looks very amphibian if it's not directly a frog.
Like a fish or something. Yeah, I don't know. And they tell frog orgy, yeah. And he tells the story of the heron eating the frog.
Yeah, Kodiak tells the story of Zeus and the frogs wanted a leader. So Zeus threw him a log. And the log in the metaphor of Yellowjackets is Nat, if you didn't know. And that was the leader. But a log just lays down and isn't really active. So she was a good leader as long as things were great in the summertime and everything was positive and there wasn't a lot of fighting. So the frogs get upset when the log isn't working out. So Zeus says, here's a heron if you're not like excited about the log. And guess what the heron does? The heron eats the frogs. The heron in this metaphor is Shauna, because Shauna is aggressive and she wants to eat the frogs, and the frogs are the metaphor for the girls on the team.
Yes, which she does literally eat some of them. We know that. So
yes, yeah, she does. She does She does chomp on Mari. She does eat a little bit of Melissa, or makes Melissa eat a little bit of herself.
Yeah. Let's see. If you played when the player is faction in another faction, it would mean Kek. What? If you played Allie in World of Warcraft, when a player in another faction said LOL, it would read as Kek. Okay. Was that your cat or a sound effect?
Yeah. That's
okay, I wasn't sure.
Oh, and it also says frogs are a signal of deception or toxic relationships. So I said equals Hannah's choice of flirting with Kodiak in front of Edwin.
Yeah. I see what you're saying, like a fake language. Okay, let's see.
Okay.
Heron. Yeah, kick. Heron Tysa. Her demeanor, particularly in her interactions with others and her tendency to stand apart from the group, evokes a sense of solitude and observation like a heron watching prey. Yeah, that works for Tysa too. Well, to be fair, they all eat girls, so that's neither here nor there. Well, except for Coach. The rest of them all do. All righty.
Well, Travis.
Travis and Hobby, but no, Travis ate them too. He ate Hobby. Did he? Yeah, he ate the girls too, though.
Oh, I thought you said something else. Cannibalism. Coach did not eat anybody.
Right, that's what I said.
Yeah.
And Hobby didn't, but that's because he was the first one eaten, so that don't count.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, technically Jackie didn't either.
I'm always confused by Hobby because he brought the queen card back, and then I don't know why he brought that queen card. Or did Hobby's friend say, "Hey, I know something funny you can do. Bring this queen card back. That'll be fun. Put it in the deck in case you need it."
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we went through everything. Is there anything that we missed?
No, I don't think so. Chad, if there's any animals we missed, now's your time to say.
Yes, now is your time to speak up. But we've been going for over 2 hours. My leg is starting to hurt.
Yeah, I said it'd go about 2 hours. So
yeah, I need to remember to stand up and like walk around.
Yeah,
that's my issue. I forget to, and I'm going to end up with a blood clot because I never do. I sit here the whole time, and then I complain my legs hurt. And it's like, well, why the hell do you think they hurt, Jamie?
Yeah, when Julie does the long ones, often I get up and walk around. Like I just tell her I have to go get my cord or something, and then I walk around upstairs for a little bit.
You can't just say you got to walk around. Now I need to set an alarm so I remember to do it.
Well, I'm getting my plug too. I'm just taking a little bit of a break.
I see. We missed the chupacabra. Yeah, the chupacabra wasn't
chupacabra.
In chupacabra. Well, Akila killed the goats. Maybe.
Oh, did she lick the blood from the goats though?
Yeah.
Well, the Wendigo. I mean, there's been theories about the Wendigo coming every winter to the Yellowjackets, which kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
because they really have only cannibalized when it gets closer to winter. They don't really cannibalize in the summer or spring.
They don't need to. I saw in the Yellowjackets group people were talking about the movie Until Dawn. I didn't realize it was in the theater now. It just reminded me because they were saying there's a Wendigo in it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. That sounds kind of good, but it also sounds a little too freaky to me. I don't know. Hi, Muncher. Yeah, we're just about done, I think. Thanks, Doc. But
yeah, thanks, Doc.
But thank you to everybody who came. But yeah, I think that's about it, unless you have more to add. I will say next week we're going to do another Yellowjackets show. We're going to figure out what do you want to do? Something about Lottie? I already forget what you said.
No, I just wanted to do the season 3 finale. Like we could do the little tier system. You can get that to work where we take the plot lines and put them on the best of the plots and the worst of the plots.
Yeah, maybe
the best of season 3, the worst of season 3.
We probably should have done that one first, but oh well. Yeah, I don't know how to.
I'm doing what I was doing, and I thought that it had other people talking about animals, so
this is what I was doing. Thought about it. I was thinking it kind of made sense to do it first, but that's okay. But yeah, we'll do. Oh, you mean something different? I was going to say, but we're going to do a season 3 roundup one, and never did. Pat's unhappy.
No, that's the way she is. She's very vocal. She's a very talky kid.
Okay. Yeah, a tier list, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to understand what that like means in the regard to graphics and if it's stuff we can do when we're on here, because I don't know that people usually do them live. Like when they do that, it's usually like animation as far as I know. So I don't know. But
Oh well, Geek Academy's done them live, where he's
yeah,
put them up. So I don't know how Igor's doing it.
I will have to look at that then. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if not, we can just make up our own list. I mean, if we got, if Lori wants to be on, if we get other guests, we could just have a little sheet.
Yeah, and we also
tally sheet.
We were going to do like a season 3 kind of, round up what we thought was coming, that kind of thing. We never, we didn't end up doing that. So we could do
that's why I wanted to do this at the end of May, and then when I get done with all the steampunk cons and I'm not as busy, like in the middle of June, we could do the Lies Death Wish one, because I'd like to do a lot more research on it than just to drop it out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we can always do another Yellowjacket special, but we'll do one more next week. So then let's see. I'm trying to think. Today's Thursday. So our next thing is, well, what about your lives? You have something. You have something tomorrow, don't you?
Yes, Doc has something tomorrow. It's from Academy tomorrow with Doc.
All right.
Awesome. Starts at 11:30 EST. I'm not sure of the theme right now. I'm not sure what we're talking about, because we talked about mystery boxes for the last 2 weeks, but I'm not sure what we're talking about this week. Doc, put it in the chat. What are we talking about?
Yeah, so I have to watch that. So yeah, everybody check that out. And that's tomorrow, finishing the mystery thing, I guess. Got it. All right. And then
okay. Part 3 of the mystery thing. We've done a really, really, really deep dive into mystery boxes, like the history of mystery box shows, and like Agatha Christie and how to find clues and all that in a mystery box show.
Interesting. I will have to.
I had all my Towards Zero knowledge. All my Towards Zero knowledge.
Oh, your Towards Zero knowledge. I gotta watch from Academy one time. I'm just really not. I've said this before. I'm really not like a live stream. I do live streams, but I tend to not watch live streams. I don't anybody's. It's not against anybody. I'm just like not a person that watches live streams. I never have been. I need to start.
He said he'd be talking about red herrings and theory crafting, and then the week after we'd be talking about towns and monsters and From the show From.
Well, yes, of course. From is awesome. All love From. All right, you have that, and then that's the only one you're doing right now? The live streams with Julie, I mean, or do you have another?
Well, it got a little mixed up because Julie's dad passed away, and then she wanted to go to a concert on her birthday, so our schedules kind of it's up in the air, changed around, and it'll probably come back down next week and be more even. Like we do rewatches on Wednesday for From. I don't know if that's gonna start happening again. It hasn't for a while, so.
All right. Well, on my side, Sunday, of course, at 9 in Discord, which the link is still pinned there. We have our Last of Us watch party when the episode drops. And then Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern is the watch party for The Walking Dead Dead City. And at 9 o'clock is our live stream for Dead City that I do with Lori of Cinema Therapy. I'll get it out eventually. Then this Monday coming up is when we're going to be doing the first episode of Murderbot. So we will be doing the watch party. We hadn't actually said, probably like around 11, I'm guessing. Sound good? Probably something like that. Check Discord. We'll have a schedule. We'll probably be doing the watch party around 11 for Murderbot because the first week is 2 episodes. And then Scarlet and I's live stream will be at midnight, but I'm saying 11:59, just so it's easier to know what we're talking about. Monday night, not Sunday night, but basically
get there at 11:59.
11:59, yeah, is Murderbot on Monday night, and then on Tuesday night at 10 o'clock, of course, we have our regular weekly roundup show, which is with Doctor Who and Surreal Estate, and I'm not sure if there's anything else this week. That might be all because Andor's over. And then Thursday at 8 p.m. is our Last of Us live stream, followed by, of course, this show, which we're going to do one more Yellowjacket special next week. And then starting, I think, 2 weeks from tonight, I think. right? I don't think it's on Thursday. I think it's 2 weeks.
What,
from
the
tonight.
Librarians?
Yeah, I think it's 2 weeks from tonight.
I think
We're
it's
going to
the
be doing.
Librarians.
Yeah, we're going to be doing the Librarians. We're going to start that. And meanwhile, so guys, make sure that you like and the video, comment, subscribe to Sci-Fi Vision, check out all our videos, and make sure that you do, because you see all the updates that are on there, and you check out the videos and everything. And tomorrow I'm going to have up the first of the Murderbot's interviews, because I talked to Alexander Skarsgård. That'll be up sometime tomorrow. And have librarian stuff coming soon too. I cannot talk. So yeah, check out all that stuff. And all that, of course, is always at scifivision.com as well. So yeah, it's going to be a packed week, but we got all that coming, and we'll be covering other things soon, like the like the revival and Resident Alien, but probably not separate shows. Your cat
That
wants
felt
to go
good.
to
I
bed.
hadn't done that for a while.
I think it wants to go to bed, Scarlet. It's not happy.
Go on, kids.
Wait, what is that? That isn't your cat. Is it?
It's totally my cat.
Oh, it is? It sounds like a goat.
I have a goat cat.
Okay, those are sound effects. That is not your cat. What do you have that you're doing that?
What?
What do you have that you're doing that?
That's an emergency goat.
Oh, okay. It's an emergency goat.
You never know
All
when
right.
you'll need an emergency goat.
I guess that's true. All right. Well, thank you everybody for coming. Yeah, all the goats. Thank you everybody for coming. Oh, I know there might be something Severance coming up too. I'm not sure. That's the other
Something
thing.
Severance?
There might be a small interview thing. I don't know. I'm finding out. I have more info on that soon. Yeah. But it's not confirmed yet, so we'll see how that goes. All right, everybody. Well, have a good night. And yeah, good night, everybody. And Scarlet, stick around a second when I disconnect here. But have a good night, everybody.
Night.
Emergency goat. Bye-bye. Thanks for coming.